Okay.
So we're gonna see some
Good.
players
Thank
probably
you.
taking some safety saves before they hop right into Kraid's house or something and expect Kraid and it's Ridley. But hey, we're starting up and we'll go get that more.
Like this combination for
so my suspicion
combination for commentary.
At 3-3. After
I'm
the
more
top
interested
two in North,
in
it's a bit of a logjam.
the
So
things they
definitely
say.
want to do well in this series, fighting for playoff position, and as expected, versus an undefeated team. It's going to be some tough competition. These are two very experienced
this division
players.
is a mess below the two undefeated teams in it currently. What should I say?
A couple tournament and league championships on his side, and yeah, Fritchel and John Linefist, no slouches themselves. Ace a bit newer, but very experienced. Zelda and the combo rando, and also
Ace has been playing great this year too.
Yeah, he's been doing well, and he definitely also did well in the summer tournament last year, making it to the playoffs before getting knocked out by Kip, who I think everyone else.
I keep forgetting what I'm going to say because I'm trying to listen at the same time.
Yeah, and on the A team, we got BA Bar Astor and Ace the Face Zero. Hannibal Duck is sitting on the sidelines for this one. But Morph Ball at Pedestal, that happens a good 50% of the time.
Right.
And now we're going to go see our Rio friend and grab our ceiling item.
Yeah.
The thing I was going to say is that
one more side, I believe Astor has a bit of a palette shuffle.
Cuties coaches and PHMR, I think, are not going to both make it out.
Samus sprite that I also believe has a bit of a rainbow effect. If I've seen that,
I think
in some other rooms.
One of them probably makes it out, but not both.
Choices for
especially with splitting their week, and
we're gonna see.
They've got mostly easier matches for the rest of it. I would want to say,
but so far, just Morph Ball and some missiles. We're not gonna get anything interesting except for this early Billy Mace play on.
Okay, so we.
And Asper looks like
Doc and I had decided we were both doing Billy Maze at once.
That's just his
choice. Ace and I ended up deciding we were going to split it.
When he plays in this
it looks like Leno is the only one that went up to it as well. So the other team decided to split it.
It's the same as his last race. It was green for Gravity.
Okay.
We see Energy Tank
the thing with
E-Tank up in Billy Maze. So definitely early on the race, you want to get after more.
The thing with full rando and
this, types, we do not have supers yet, and
splitting this up is
we are still without supers.
We want
so what that means
the person who wants to go
info share. More than likely, both of our teams, they're in a voice call with themselves. They're talking.
We want somebody to
hey, this is here.
avoid having to like tank every single powerbomb use here.
So I'm interested to see if anyone takes a meme route, going left and Morph Ball into green Brintstar early. Without supers, that is a bit risky. But because your partner,
I think without supers, it's a really bad idea to meme route and co-op.
You're gonna have to get supers.
I think it's defensible sometimes in solo. Like
that's
not most of the time. I wouldn't do it,
for Cuties coaches, it does not happen.
Could get like the only super at Green Hill.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of nice getting power bombs early. In this setting, I believe there's only 8 power bomb packs in the game.
Leno not check the
supers.
Oh, John must have checked the other thing.
So getting power bombs out of the way, not going on a hunt for those, is really nice.
I'm confused. Yeah, that was my only season 2 loss.
The way the minors
I got extremely screwed by that in like multiple different ways, and it was still recoverable.
Chances are 3-2-1. Basically, what that means is, so there's a 3 out of 6 chance for a missile at a given location that will be something, and then there's 2 out of 6 for supers and 1 out of 6 for power bombs. Obviously, with them being randomly placed, that ratio won't always come to true.
Leno's having a bit of execution difficulties.
Very low power bomb seeds, and we've seen seeds with more supers than missiles, but it's not a set number in the various settings.
Okay.
But right now,
that's why it's good D-Web is here, because Salty by himself, he would just give you fictional facts, and we'll go with it. But D-Web's here to keep me honest.
This is why I didn't listen to the comms last year.
Right now, Ramari, this is a very interesting play. Fridge John just didn't go to Bomb Chorizo because, well, it's co-op. They got the supers at 2:30, and he decided, I can let my partner check that.
He's pretty good, like on the air though.
Maybe left and right. I don't know about
a good thing to have.
Gauntlet probably not happening, and immediate wreck ship is also very risky. But yeah, already we got some early skips. Obviously, these runners.
I think we have. Do we have like 15 different supers between us?
These coaches definitely want to.
And then we see the. I say Ace hasn't seen the speed booster yet. John was the first to see it.
We got the Spood Beaster up there at Gauntlet, or Speed Booster for everyone else who's not me. That's a great find, and I like the play.
I just realized, I think Salty Pigeon has calmed every single one of my races so far.
And Terminator. Sharing that info, saving some time. That's a good call here.
Oh wow. So yeah, I was talking about maybe, you know, going some right left, but it looks like both Azure and Azure returned to the ship for a powerbomb refill, but Azure.
So the deal is Ace does Green Brin, I do CWJ to try and check the wreck ship
He's gonna
boss.
at least look at the mode, and you could get some very early wreck ship information here. He is gonna have to nail a continuous wall jump here over the mode, and I don't believe this was the frame, so he's gonna have to go back and set it up if he indeed wants to continue this way. But yeah, Ace is going to be the one headed over here in the Green Brinstar where John is.
Plumpst in chat, totally not scouting my future opponents. Plumpst signed up for my week 5 race.
Yeah, and here's our first.
Yeah, and then racing that team in week 6.
That we can actually get so far. Spring ball on French Lightning John's
more
side.
scouting.
That is you know, that's a good item. It helps with a little bit of momentum conservation on your movement, and depending on what the seed wants to give us, it can be required in a few places.
So I got walled at CWJ here.
In the same places as
looks like Leno was having trouble too. I bet Leno gives up on it earlier than I do.
Right now, falling into the water a bit, but
or gets it. I don't know.
You don't feel as bad.
Does he
about
get?
Potentially
this is a good CWJ frame for Leno.
You know, advancing things and doing things that are productive for the seed.
Doesn't get it.
So all you need to do is get this with you know, relative quickness.
No, spoilers.
You'll be all right.
Leno had a first good jump.
I was struggling here.
Looks like he prefers the out of the room set.
I was jumping one frame early a lot and not realizing
slightly
it.
easier myself.
Maybe I was starting from an invalid
I'm
position.
gonna have to pay attention. As you can see,
that seems more likely actually.
Moonwalk, so there's a you know, pretty easy setup in here if you do use Moonwalk to get on that last pixel, so you can actually get the run speed required to get that jump. Memphis does give up as they're following suit relatively.
I almost fell on the crab here, I think, or maybe that was the next race.
Right now over here in Green Brinstar, we've seen that spring ball.
Yeah, so John's ahead of Ace,
for John,
and
nothing
this
else
is
so far. So we're gonna have to see.
No, I didn't get it in the practice pregame too.
An easier way across that mode, which spring ball does qualify.
The first try in that race, obviously.
That strat, otherwise.
So John is just ahead of Ace here because
Red Tower and Norfair and potentially
John isn't the one who did Belly Maze, I believe.
Yeah, we're not for sure gonna run on the fan tune at the wreck ship, and if we don't get him down, then
it's like we're technically behind here. We're both behind.
So, not a bad thing that
we all know about the speed booster in back of Gauntlet. That's a tricky one.
We don't know where these bosses are.
That's right, and one thing
he skipped BT despite getting there first.
Given that it's full item randomizer,
I don't
we don't even have a countdown, so we're pretty much gonna
I guess
we're gonna be trying to check as many of these items as possible between the two runners on each team.
I don't
lots of
think
early,
that's a thing you should never do. If you had a plan beforehand and you want to stick to it, you don't want to confuse
we're looking good on
each
that
other.
front, so only 5 power bombs, which is more impactful and full, especially in Green Brand.
But now execution, I've caught up and I've got this power bomb first.
And of course, you know, Azure gets the power bomb in Red Brinstar.
And Wave Beam behind Alpha P.
And so what I do with this power bomb is I'm talking to Ace, and I'm just like, I have 10 now. Maybe I should go get the speed from Gauntlet.
The second power bomb pack of the seed.
And then go to wreck ship with it.
Mission Impossible for French Lightning John.
And I don't think I ended up going to wreck ship because
yeah, here's something I'm very interested in.
Ace
so you
ended
also
up
see this grapple beam here down in
because I found I became aware of stuff I wanted to do in Green Brand, so I had to go get that. And then since Ace, his last thing he had to get was the speed booster, he was close to wreck ship, so he ended up doing it.
As we talked about with this the continuous wall jump. So
Leno is going down Red Tower, which is like the automatic kind of autopilot thing that I would have done had I not reconsidered going to Gauntlet with 10 PBs.
So Azure gonna be picking up the best item in the game very shortly.
Oof, Ace. It's a bad place to miss the mock ball. I don't do that mock ball anymore.
Yeah, one of the earlier races I commentated
just get owned by the Metroid, 50 damage.
Back of Gauntlet, and you know, one runner decided to go back for it pretty quickly, another one decided to wait a while on it. Speed booster definitely one of the more impactful items. Without barring the 2 suits, I'd say it probably is number 1 as far as the impact, especially in full when there's even more hard speed locked items. So having that early, and then I'm assuming Azure probably will go down with the things that Ace tells him he needs to get, as well as, you know, some more quick supers. And
I forgot to shout out MST's 17 months sub
out of the way pretty early.
And I already forgot what dumbass thing he said. I hope you learn really well.
And Leno's gonna give us our Crate Warehouse check. Hopefully remembering the same.
Thank you.
Jump right into the boss room, because that could be very
Got the best coaches in the business here.
Ooh. So this is our first peek at this this Various suit down here in Big Pink, which
the Various suit here
as well.
Various suit
and
is
another
huge.
E-Tank at the front of Gauntlet. That Various suit definitely lessens your need for as many E-Tanks. But
so now I'm like, okay, I gotta go through.
You definitely want to be able to not be super scared.
Whatchamacallit?
Use your health to deboost off of enemies and such.
What save is?
Yeah, very.
Is Leno at Crate Boss?
That's gonna be pretty comfy for our runners.
That seems not great.
John took the more traditional.
So Leno went straight down Red Tower to Crate. I guess hadn't heard anything from John about anything he wanted in Greenbryn until the Varia showed up.
The Spore Spawn bomb block at the same time with one.
This isn't terrible. I guess like for the situation you end up in. Yeah, so Leno's here. He's gonna check.
You see, John has no
check. Crate Boss finds Ridley.
Because
like that's actually really shitty because.
As well as going in with that grapple beam.
Became aware that you could have just had Varia.
You have to be conscious of your power bomb usage. Did you happen to see that boss Leno Fist reset?
I actually didn't.
I'm sure Chad'll inform us that it was probably it was Ridley, because Ridley likes to hang out at Crate's warehouse. It's a fun place. Lots of parties.
Oh yeah, Phantom even brought it out for a seed last week.
I keep like putting my drink down and not knowing where I put it.
That one we normally see a lot of changes on. But early on, with the A-Team's info,
I have a hair in my face and I can't find it.
Is and getting Varia and Pink Bryn, we're gonna see pretty comfy lower Norfair and Norfair for players of this skill level. We'll get to see some tech that's not always used.
Yeah, this spring wall was like. It could have been useless, but it also could have been required.
Yeah, it was definitely, we saw similar plays early with both teams sending one player towards the wreck ship and then neither of them actually getting
until Gravity shows up. That spring ball is like potentially really important to get, or
the teams
even if not required, maybe really helpful.
The biggest advantage A-Team has is going to be this potential waterway check, as well as just, being the first person to
this was really good because I could clean up waterway.
So that's very nice, and Azure is going to clean up these.
Getting speed early is like
go very quickly, while Lenifis is also coming back here.
Really,
it's not going to be as quick.
Important,
so
I think.
Something to look out for as far as what the time difference between these teams is going to look like.
If you know where it is.
Something I've been wondering all week. Now that I have you here, D-Web.
Grapple's down here.
The X-ray check. When is that in logic? In this setting.
So, given that obviously they've got power
I think Ace should have checked X-ray here.
It's very easily in logic. The trick to X-ray, if you don't have either grapple or space jump, which are, make it easy, you gotta have an energy requirement.
But
that is either
it was okay because I cleaned it up.
Varia plus 2 tanks.
I asked him about it after I cleaned it up, and it was nothing.
Through the final jump without doing the deboost strat. So it's either bombs by itself, ice by itself.
Yeah, I would have liked to have the X-ray check here, because if that's like gravity, that's a lot of that informs what to do next.
Good to know.
You forgot how bad your movement was early.
I had a couple practice seeds where I'm like, I'm not sure if that's in logic.
Yeah, definitely some races like that.
I didn't have grapple beam or space jump or anything that would make it really easy, but I didn't know if the game wanted me to go there or not.
I almost forgot I needed to do waterway here, so I was like,
now Ace going to get that wave beam that
leaving, and I was like not laying the power bomb right away. He tried to PB the door to alpha PBs. I didn't catch that.
Azure's gonna give us that.
I noticed. Oh wait, no, I did catch that because I saw you got a really strong. You got a really strong power bomb jump diagonally into zero.
picking up for the other teammates slack over there on Cuties coaches, John with the the easy grapple across the mode is getting this information that they wanted early. It looks like Ace is also doing the same.
I know you're really friendly with them, but
given what Azure did, Ace could also just go left and get that speed booster first as well before checking this boss, especially in a situation where if this is vanilla Fantoon, which I'm assuming is possible because we saw a reset out of Kraid, and I don't think you'd reset Fantoon in that scenario. I would want that speed booster first, both for the check it locks and the general speed of getting through there. And yeah, as expected, that's what Ace is gonna do. No speed booster on the right side so far. That's the biggest thing I'm noticing early on, other than all of the divergence that we've seen thus far.
Yeah, and that's why I think this early juncture, it might be fair to say that the A team has the advantage or a slight lead here because of that. Although still plenty to do, long way to go. We're going to be getting Fantoon knowledge on Cuties coach's side very shortly.
Both did a good job making D-Web look smart. I think...
Yeah, and I want to say that neither John nor Ace...
I think I do that to Tracy sometimes. Sometimes Tracy's able to predict what I'm going to do really well.
It's very easily in logic.
But then sometimes she's also very wrong.
Me from through space and time is going to give us that check. It is, in
every
like... other mode that we race, major, minor, and Chozo, you're guaranteed to get at worst a reserve tank, which is pretty bad. But it's a major item. Here it could be literally
very wrong with Croc.
One of the longest solo checks in the game.
Croc was such a weird
long room that you're grappling across.
Decision later on in the siege.
You don't have very
I had a
lot of people do
little talk about it with Tracy.
This doesn't exist in full randomizer,
and
but in co-op, I think I like knowing. In general, I like knowing everything.
The way the siege basically engineered it to be the hardest decision it could possibly be.
That's unfortunate, but we do get a vanilla Fantoon.
Favorite thing you got right was Swordless Week and Link to the Past Rando Week.
Route to go to Wreck Ship and get the items up
where I died twice. I had 2 bad deaths to bosses, and then you predicted exactly what risks I was gonna take to try and bail out my race.
It's gonna be a comfy 3-round,
and it all worked.
Nice stop.
Yeah, the early Wreck Ship play that they both tried to do and didn't do it's gonna be interesting to see how this weighs in my mind. Obviously, like I was talking about,
I like this diagonal spark
differential.
Ace does.
If there's something in Wreck Ship,
I think a lot of people
can do it.
don't handle the
just, he knows
Terminator exit there very well.
Where it is, and you could go back for it if you had to, but you don't.
So you're able to tell it's a really high density.
Wreck Ship is a pretty divisive,
high super count seed.
You can get a lot of varying
but I always want at least 25 missiles,
exactly
preferably.
Yeah,
30 isn't bad either.
Don't want to do when you want to do.
I wasn't that concerned
situation
for CF stuff because I've got very
with boss rando and co-op. There's a million factors. Who knows?
Oh, see, Ace, you're playing well here. Oh wait, no, you didn't.
But
oh, you didn't need the spark.
Feels like, especially in co-op, you're definitely gonna do at least some of this. How much of it, I really don't know. And yeah.
I should have tried to spring ball into Kraid's mouse
decided to do, but yeah,
instead of jumping down. I think I just forgot I had spring ball. I should have picked up this missile. I think.
Normally, left and right supers are always something.
Because I was taking the save anyways.
Do in these types of things, but not always the energy tank or the reserve.
Why was I taking the save? So I can kill any boss here with my equipment.
But full item rando,
but Dragon and Ridley are dangerous for
from a few people. The
amount of health I have
so far has extremely been nice.
So I know I took
35 missiles and 55 supers. Obviously you probably want another power bomb, but
I think when I was doing this ship refill to stall to try and separate
super stingy, you can
the amount of distance he has from John. Okay, yeah, so I supered the missile rifles over here.
In a map scenario where you're gonna go to Green Burn early, where everything is.
Oh, then it's getting speed. That's right. Never mind.
Beams have not.
Just the wave and the grapple, which
Oh yeah, I supered that door.
There's a certain
into the
GBA Metroid
create missile refill because I'm not used to those door caps being blue.
There's a lot of grapple fans in the SM community. I was
John had 10 power bombs
over here in Kraid's lair.
I think that's just
I don't think he came in here with full supers, but it would make sense if he did. I know he's supered a door that's not green anymore, and for the Kraid health.
Do him calling me out.
But you know, with the mini Kraid being right there for the farm, I would assume he was at least 30. It looks like he's setting up for a grab and did not get tail whipped at the end. Yeah, that was.
I'm not used to him being blue either.
A quick and well executed low
but,
health
you know.
Ridley fight, and that is it's our first boss down sub 20 for Asder. Obviously, John had the first boss kill. Aces here in this fan tune, and yeah, the decisions that are about to come up are pretty pivotal.
Pretty pivotal.
Workshop E-Tank, so
Leno getting the speed now. So Cuties coaches have that info.
I don't understand what the. I mean, so like.
Looks like he wants to.
At the point Leno's at right now, though.
At least do a few more checks, if not full clear it.
I actually think they like split this up. So like John doing.
I think.
John doing Wreckship that speed is weird.
At the very least, to like pretty hard rush. You know, the information about Wreckship Reserve, given you know. The speed booster knowledge that you have.
If they're far enough apart, I don't mind them both doing it if they know it's vanilla fan tune, because you still have to do the boss, you still have to get out of the way.
Yeah, it's so, you know, depending on what you think about.
If you go down and okay, then there's an information thing. I suppose.
It looks like to me that Cuties coaches are both going to be in Wreckship.
The person who cleared Wreckship first,
if John does
in this case, would
footsteps. Meanwhile, as
not have as good of an idea of what checks he should or should not do.
Divergent
in the lower part of the
doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon.
And John just finding the vanilla missiles behind those robots. Decided he wanted the ammo though. For taking the time, I guess might as well.
Yeah, no. So
yeah, it's so close to.
I didn't see
that ammo.
Well, okay, so it's an awkward turning point here though, because.
No, this first. I think in a
what is the Fleno Samus sprite?
Because it costs less health, and then
I don't know why people phrase questions like that.
He decided
like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the wireframe sprite that he chose.
In the non-hollow scenario, it kind of
also me falling down Crumble Tower.
You want to do Iceless Escape going out, so maybe that's why you do this first. That's my guess. And Ace delaying the Wreckship E-Tank at the very least, and going straight for Attic. And yeah,
I kind of regretted leaving that big health.
Yeah, here's some more issues with not getting that speed before Wreckship. You can see John over here.
A huge reason
There's a
to not
there in the
skip speed before Wreckship, if you know where it is.
Spark to it, you can infinite bomb
John
jump to it, you can space jump to it, which we just
he got the tripper wall jump.
At Ice.
That is none of those impressive to me, at least. I just barely got the space jump Ice Escape too.
So yeah, already 40-60.
But yeah, speedless sky missiles is just it's so bad.
The minimum air quotes ammo that you want. It does require
speed saves you all this time in the other rooms too, and like you're gonna want it for the rest of the game anyway.
You probably don't want to stop there, especially this early. But 40-60 will get it done.
It does work out nicely for Leno as far as
Mother Brains 1 and 2.
John is gonna find out that this Wreckship is garbage first, and Leno is not really gonna do any checks. I think
for some stuff still. We haven't found anything so far in Wreckship. I don't know if John checked Wreckship Reserve, but Ace is about to do it for free right now. So
I think John did check Wreckship Reserve. Yeah, I agree with that in co-op.
Just a power bomb. So if there's anything here, it's bowling, and yeah, very probable that Leno.
It can cause you to like theoretically hit go mode 1 minute earlier.
Leave. But that's still, like I was talking about, that's map inefficiency as a team overall, because yeah, Azur's the only one here in Norfair checking this stuff out. Space
Screw attack. I should have gotten that screw attack for the Norfair.
Down there at
I did not have a good enough loadout to be safe.
Yeah, when Ace gets down to Norfair, he's going to be able to do, you know, the things Azur's going to say.
Well,
hey,
safe and fast. I knew I could survive,
he's not taking the speedway because he doesn't want to leave.
I definitely regretted that I didn't pick up that screw attack.
You know, he's going to be, you know, moving through Norfair and getting what he needs, while John and Nenofist are going to have to split up the checks that they do. And then, like I said, we didn't get anything here in bowling, so a bust of a Wreckship, and that to me is gonna point to an advantage over here on the left for the A team.
And smart check by Asder with his wave beam, checking Cathedral, just being a reserve tank, noping out of there.
Knowing about speed, John will check.
This was the other discrepancy. Asder was the one that was going 8 E-tanks. Everyone else had 5 or 6. And
that doesn't really have anything to do with knowing about speed, though.
Well.
Like people in chat like relate
before
a lot of like cause and effect things that are just not correct or relevant.
Azra's looking pretty healthy now, finding 2 E-tanks over Bubble Mountain.
I was happy to find these E-tanks.
Dismissal, so wreck ship is pretty nothing.
Well, I know it's getting this E-tank and wreck ship left side super. I imagine he's bailing on the rest.
The one thing here that
and now John's getting speed.
Potentially be helpful on the Cuties coach side. So they haven't done waterway. Obviously, Astra did that for 18.
And
so
I told Ace he should check wreck ship E-tank last.
And
so he's running back in for that.
Supers. Obviously, there's not going to be
because we literally could have hit go mode.
But it could be, you know,
in
there are
wreck
fringe
ship
cases where that could be required, and that's the one thing that could give them an advantage in this route, both of them being up here at the top of the planet right now.
It's like trading a minute, like we get.
Yeah, Warfare has been huge.
It's so interesting because, like, in solo,
as far as Meridia goes, though,
your go mode point, there's so many places where it doesn't matter because
I don't think they can do anything.
There are certain paths you have to follow later, but
I'm not a big suitless Meridia person.
So you can find out info at a location, and your partner can be literally anywhere in the game. They're not tied down to a location to get the info.
A lot, but yeah, nothing.
Skyhawk,
right
thank
now,
you for the prime sub.
Spring ball. By themselves, neither of them are doing anything for you. And yeah.
How's it going, Skyhawk? Good to see you.
If we don't get high jump, we're getting gravity, and it's either over here or it's a croc. And you know, right now, I'm sure everyone in chat is hoping for our favorite
Who's the real coach?
Friend. Yeah, this
wave is
like, probably me, honestly.
So now I think spring ball and grapple. Now you can do a lot of stuff in Meridia.
Me and Kip are like,
but yeah, I think the Croc
rather strongly the respective coaches of our team. Although Duck is like,
yeah,
this is the first time I've done a rando link with Duck.
Both high jump and gravity unlocks.
He's been very
obviously high jump doesn't get you quite the full Meridia stuff. But,
contributed a lot of thoughts.
Given where they are, you know, as a team, I think Azure either going more Warfare right now.
But yeah, I'm usually the one like criticizing stuff like, oh, you should have checked, Fire Please earlier to get the info and gooder and blah blah blah. It's funny because Duck is actually Cuties coach. I forgot about that.
Calling out, and Ace is gonna be.
Is that a power bomb? Just to change his route.
So it just reminds me of.
Yeah,
that one SMZ who co-operates
the 3 runners not named Azure in Warfare.
Duck is just like, I'm entering GT.
I'm also
and Kitty's just like, I have 1 crystal.
Interested in the fact that we saw screw attack from Azure. It's at Croc Escape, and he didn't.
It was also back when
he's going to Lore and Warfare.
You know,
just
the crystals were actually on Zelda bosses.
Amount of hope, not a ton, and nothing else to really make it the
I missed the bounce ball here.
Obviously, high jump and speed, you got the comfortable movement you're used to.
But, was it the calls? Okay, the call.
I definitely want that screw attack for sure. But as their season 2 champ, I guess it doesn't need it. It's really, really good.
Don't need it, but I should have grabbed it.
The call to chat. Ace had some issues.
Like
with,
it would screw would have saved time here because I wouldn't have had to do the short charge, and I would have had more speed going across the whole room.
You're able to get one, use it, and then you're farming a bunch, but it is a little bit more out of the way. And yeah, for item rando, we got that space jump. Azure says, you know, give me GT, despite the fact that it's going to drain every super missile that I own. But it's not really down here, so that's much less of an impact.
Yeah, that's why I didn't feel bad about rushing into GT like this at all. I mean, from the back is like. Oh, I picked up that.
Yeah, we do have the information over
bounce
on the right
ball
side that it's Ridley. I'm expecting
strat for the Huntas. I picked that up from
that boss right
Impossible.
now. It's you know, you got Vario. They both have 1,000,000 supers, and this GT was nothing. But yeah, like I said, Azur's just gonna plow all these.
Just pick up like tons of shit from random things I've done.
I guess I should have just said Blue Chorizo. and see what the rest of the Lord Warfare has.
Blue Chorizo, BT.
Yeah, and Ace can do this or he cannot. It kind of doesn't matter because, well, number one, you know you're getting high jump down here, and it'll make it a better fight when you do it. And two, he knows, unlike the other two, that the item behind Ridley isn't something that's gonna matter.
Just the spacer, screw attack.
I didn't bother telling Ace about this spacer for like 20 minutes.
I would say obviously you'd rather have plasma over spacer pretty much every time that you're not doing suitless and are worried about killing the enemies that you want to freeze. But given that charge beam is almost irrelevant at this point, the width of your beam is definitely helpful. It's more comfortable in general to have that wider beam than just the single wave particle. And yeah, space jump up here at Ice Beam, and some dueling Ridleys on the other side.
I'm pretty sure John. I feel like John supered Ridley a few times when Ridley was already dead.
This is the
they're on top of each other for Ridley.
That new route strat. He
actually
the wall jump and says, "Now I'm doing the old route."
This Ridley overlap is egregiously bad, actually. Like,
and you know, it's unfortunate thing about where we are in this race right now. The only person that's going to
this is worse than the way they did Wreck Ship.
So we're going to be focused there a little bit. John and Linefus, they're moving pretty well. They both got a
this is way worse than both doing Wreck Ship.
Given you're in Kraid's lair and you're about to go to North.
This is the perfect chance for divergence. And unless it's like specifically gravity here or whatever, you're not losing time.
Well placed E-tanks that'll remedy that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do much farming.
So I wonder at this point if Azure wants to go
I feel like
straight for the boss, and
I get the sense some of their plays are like, it feels like they're buying thinking time, kind of.
If he wants to refill,
but then
he's pretty close.
Yeah, because like you're going into Upper North at the same time now. How do you split up checks? It's much easier if you just have one person do everything.
One item as a team that you even care about, and that's gravity. I like doing the item checks early because if Azure finds gravity right here, he can just be like, "Hey, all we need is, you know, they both need like one or two."
Yeah, steal up. Thank you.
And you can stop. You know, you can cut a lot of the fat around the edges as far as, you know, a bit slower checks.
If I check Fireplace there, and it is
interested to see if
I already checked all. Did I check? I haven't checked all this Upper North stuff yet.
Now,
why was Ace checking this stuff?
Given, you know, you have to come through this Lower North Fair, and as it stands right now,
oh, it was some high jump. Okay, never mind. That's why.
Either Kraid or Dragon. You wanna.
But yeah, like as soon as I find gravity,
as much information as you can get as early as possible as a team, so
we can both stop checking stuff.
Well. And it makes a screw attack check.
It wouldn't have really done a lot in this particular situation.
And yeah, I didn't quite see exactly where Cuties coaches were at the time, but yeah, we found the space jump, and Lino was
John about to find
so again, they're kind of stepping on each other's toes just a little bit.
No, I'm thinking of
it's working out because you want.
I'm probably thinking of your fucking SMZ3.
Yeah, once they get in the bubble round, I'm assuming they'll take a top and a bottom route here for that, and then honestly, even maybe one of them does croc early and sees what's up there.
We didn't need charge beam at all in this. We got so much ammo. I'm taking notes on my team, just following each other instead of gaining new info.
The animation I actually really like over there on Linefus' side. The people that the artists that make these sprites, shout outs to them. There's a lot of them that are extremely well done. You know, whether it's the palette shuffles or, you know, the suits themselves.
Extremely well done.
Making those work in this game.
I mean,
it looks great. I really appreciate that.
It's hard to make them. I don't know if I would say all of them are well done.
A lot of fun.
I don't know if it's possible for really one of them to be well done.
I haven't even done a quarter of it yet, but it's awesome fun.
Yeah, I would have been screaming.
So yeah, Kraid and Ridley, they switched places. So we had two vanilla bosses, Fan 2, which we saw in Dragon, which is, you know, she's up there chilling in Meridia. And no Croc. That is. It's interesting as far as you know. I think Azur's probably ahead on their team. Routing wise because of the long rec ship check that didn't bear any fruit. So on that front, it makes sense to not have Ace also do the thing that could be worthless. Just gonna delay that knowledge for them by maybe a minute or two, but
okay. So they're going in both out at the same time. How do they split this up?
Azur's gonna get that info, and Ace is gonna have a very, very fast Lore Warfare here, and he did pick up that screw attack.
I mean, this is fine so far. They're doing the best they can under the circumstance that they very avoidably put themselves in.
No worst room issues, no key hunter problems. I'm assuming he's not gonna bother with that spacer pickup. And yeah, this is gonna be come down here, go kill Kraid. If there's something on the escape, Azur will know by then. And yeah,
skipping that E-tank.
It seems like even if we find a gravity at Crocomire,
I really don't like John's E-tank skip there.
So.
Because they don't. Oh no, actually they know screw attack exists. Never mind. That E-tank skip is fine.
Gravity and have that be impactful.
Assuming they plan on picking it up.
Kill Phantom, which everyone else has, but that's going to be as quick in and out of wreck ship as Ace is down here in Lore Warfare.
Yeah, the other three did the checks.
Okay. It makes more sense for them to have known about it. So I safety saved here. That roll under that third key hunter was really good. I was not counting on that to work, but I safety saved here because I knew I could just get hit by like 5 key hunters, and that would be that. If I missed all the minips and shit.
Yeah,
not even minips. Like you can't really,
especially when you don't even have ice beam.
You can't really minip
it's slow
keysters properly without bombs. I don't
one
think.
Or the other, maybe you try it, but it's both. So I don't know. I really like that.
This one, I don't remember how well this works without gravity.
In the fire fleet room. It's always nice to see people.
Okay, the C-tank. I forgot about the C-tank. It was a huge bailout.
Rooms where you don't necessarily have them in a lot of.
It wasn't a huge bailout, but it could have been.
Yeah, without charge or screw, there was no easier way.
Made the rest of this very easy.
Kind of phase through the fireballs.
That's why I like seeing people like Azur play.
Why, John? What are you farming for?
The knowledge they
He's farming for supers.
What they kind of improvise movement. And
why is John farming for so many supers when Ridley is finished?
So now Ace has that info, and A-team is looking really good.
Well, I was going.
Yeah, I saw John at
Remembered Highway
that wave
without gravity.
This is really slow. To Crocomire, he did not end up going to Croc, and
just go the normal way.
The Remembered Highway without gravity, and yeah, it. Again, they're in the same place, really going the same direction, and I would have really liked to have that Crocomire info. With that ice beam, I was talking about how
space jump at the lava line here. There you go.
Russian Subless Meridia without ice beam when it could be all the way about to him. Now they have that, but I still think we're gonna clean up Croc here. But yeah, it could have been a lot faster on the right side to have that info. I'm wrong again. Everyone hates Croc.
Yeah, so Ice Beam being at 3 Musketeers is the latest that it could have been.
There are definitely
to put us in the position where you have to make the decision of are we doing Croc or not. Because otherwise, obviously, we're doing Croc. It's the only
I do see a call out in Tracy. She says just go mode this. It's very much possible, yeah. With that Ice Beam, it does replace gravity as a go mode. Not looking for gravity can definitely be what was I saying? Not looking for gravity can be, it can save a lot of time because, with it being Crocomire and, several, out of the way Subless Meridia locations, not doing that good, especially if, you pick wrong the first time, but.
Okay, so my big thing was Ace was like, am I doing Ridley? And I'm like, no, you're doing it after. Because you're going to have high jump the second time. On the way out.
That could close the gap huge. But I don't think any of them.
Oh, you know what?
They've all purposely.
I forgot about this. We still didn't know Kraid's Closet.
So probably do it a third time.
Yeah, and it's weird. I keep pointing out this this trend on the right side of just kind of being right in the same place. It's almost unfortunate that they haven't really had anything that's kind of allowed them to get some separation from each other.
Ultimately pushes.
Even once you split stuff up in Bubble Mountain, like
that pushes my decision in like most definitely favor of just skipping.
In the right place. There was only one thing.
Didn't I check it?
Nothing in Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, I just checked it for the first time just now, right? Because Crater's in Lower Norfair.
Attack, which it looks like neither of them did. If I trust our
Crater's in Lower Norfair, so I could not have checked Crate's closet until just now.
Yeah, we're just
so
here.
That is one of the things that I had to weigh Croc against, which I forgot about in our discussion last night.
Didn't, which
so it's not like 5 versus 8; it's like 5 versus 9. With
we're either gonna see gravity along the way at Botsuni.
Two things being or it's gonna be relatively free. Show it to us. Crate's closet and Botsuni hallway.
Eventually, yeah, but we're seeing
You mean check it before?
Pretty much a standard.
Croc? No, I mean. I do not mean check it before Croc.
Main Street climb, you don't have charge beam, so you got to do a little bit different shot management. But yeah,
I mean,
Az's doing a beautiful job here in Sueless
lumping it in with Meridia. I'm checking it on the way to Meridia.
It's not necessarily that nerve wracking, but you can miss a
I'm checking it.
Lose a significant amount of time if you're.
I'm committing to skipping Croc.
You miss a spring ball jump, and that's 4 pauses instead of 2. So. Definitely a place you wanna execute well.
Right. Yes. Okay, we're on the same page now.
Since we're not gonna see anything new for about a minute, just want to take the time to shout out.
So I was thinking if all of your chances
and
of
our trackers,
gravity being outside Meridia are exactly at Crocmire. It's actually if you're staggered like Ace and I am, it's probably worth having one person do Crocmire.
These great people
because
and definitely D-Web as well.
If gravity's down there, then 2 of your players get to save time, and that helps double with an average time
I believe.
Finish.
I know Metroid MST is substituting. I don't remember if it's for John or Lucas. It will be the same on the A-team side, but yeah. Lots of Random League action. This is basically
but if you're wrong,
the halfway point of our
and Croc
season.
has nothing, only one person's losing time.
Like I said,
the other person just doesn't do it.
Cuties coach has definitely got a chance to fight for the playoffs. They're in the Norfair division.
Metroid rocks. That's an old M2K2 meme.
Have a lot of stuff
That's a really old
if you are
meme. Oh my god.
The Super Metroid Randomizer is obviously lots of us in here are. Ammo count looks like that was 65 super missiles for Ace, so he's going to be done as well. Azure with 3570, that's plenty as well. Will we see the free gravity, or are we just gonna finish this one suitless?
It's X-ray.
X-ray is very funny to be here.
That's one of those items that if you skip it, it's gonna be slower, and you really didn't want to get it. But here you are, you got X-ray. And yeah, I think
both John and Leno going through the same rooms together. It's unfortunate when that happens in co-op, but just crazy.
I wanted to make sure that I had one CF going into Dragon in case the grapple jump like somehow went really wrong with, I don't know, 6 tanks and various.
Asder is making Sueless Meridia look like.
Mostly, like, I hadn't calculated whether I could be unsafe with it. I don't have as much brain power left to calculate things like that on the fly in co-op, so I have to just like generally play.
I'm a little bit curious about that, given
safer.
Have a lot of health. He had plenty of ammo, and no Ridley, which was known. John got in.
I like the grouping I did. The mock trades.
Yeah, 3. We're gonna have 4 bosses on the screen if Asder gets in there before this crate is down, which he's not. But we were close. It was a thought that counted. We're definitely gonna see.
I'm not actually sure what I was looking for.
Yeah, I'm sure if John would have known, he would have missed the quick kill. Just so we could see 4 bosses together.
Yeah, I don't know why I checked that.
7 seconds for Asdro to have saved somewhere earlier in this run and give him crap about it for
probably just because, like, again, I couldn't charge to skip ship refill, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, double crate down on
if
the
I
right
did
side,
that, it's because like because of co-op I couldn't
about to start here for Azure,
have my brain make the calculation.
A grapple kill, which with the way that the various works in this randomizer,
I didn't really need charge.
You take almost no damage.
And I had this go wrong because I was just like too close to the center.
That one goop got away from Azure and went too low for him, and he had to hurry up and get grabbed because the later groups will not.
Nor door transition.
So, like
it's better to just look at it.
He's very far ahead of Ace in their team dynamic, and as you can see,
have it not be useful then to
on Cuties coaches.
Calculate that I don't need to look at it.
That's going to be a determining factor.
And then
here's Dragon
be
down.
wrong.
With that, all runners will have 3 bosses dead. Azur's gonna be the lone one.
Yeah, usually I'm good at calculations like that, but co-op takes that away from me.
Is a lot closer to Meridia than
that's too bad.
John or Leno is.
I realized a little bit late that I should be
and Azure almost
grapple jumping out here right
that
away.
Grapple jump from the top portion of this turret, which a lot of people don't like to go for. And
rushed that attempt a bit to still try and make it before the door started flashing.
So yeah, Ace does not kegel the door, doesn't get the fast entry.
Oh yeah, Ace is here comes not having the greatest.
It remains to be seen if we get parts 3 and 4, or if someone wants to check out Croc on Cuties, or maybe even both of them do.
Yeah, they've been enjoying the same scenery together, so maybe they both go to Croc. I had a practice run with a buddy the other day, and we did the same things Cuties coaches, although they're doing a lot faster than we did. But
I gotta remember that like
mostly use spring ball strats without charge and without spacer on his side. I think that
like the thing is when someone
you gotta
like salty pigeons experience
situation, and that's those are the strats, especially this guy up here. He goes pretty fast.
Something that we did well.
Ace, of course, that's the one enemy Ace does freeze. So,
and I'm just like, our suitless radio wasn't that good.
Azure decides not to take the forgotten.
I gotta remember that like
out. I am not an expert on whether or not this is faster or not. Because you're not going to plasma, maybe that does the difference. Obviously, in RBO, you do get plasma and you go out that way.
The thing that struck me here is that he's in a position where he's gonna complement the other team on basically the same thing, because
let's see, we are backing up.
It's like an expression of what they can do relative to what he
just for
can
my
do
own
himself.
Knowledge, and for not waiting until the credits to find gravity, I'd like to see a Croc check.
It's like I can do a suitless radio. Oh, nice ball boost, John.
And,
I can do a suitless radio.
This is faster to just kind of leave Croc alone and go suitless. So yeah, Lenifist says bye.
Better than the suitless radio.
We're gonna get 4 out of 4 on the Croc.
The other team can do, and I might feel like I did badly on it, while the other team feels like they did good on it.
It reminded me that power bombs kill snails.
I just jumped down. Whoops.
Yeah, I thought.
I didn't expect to get up on the ledge that fast.
He just went down the.
I had really good wall jumps for this. It's like a certain rhythm that you want.
Nice job by Azure.
Yeah. One more bit of
I find it fun to do as well.
Couple more suitless rooms, not going up nearly as much as you were previously. So these are gonna be quick.
Yeah, it's just like
gonna be home free out of the suitless meridian wall.
I feel like I'm not allowed to say my suitless meridian here was good. Because it's like, you haven't practiced like these double. Like I'm not skipping grapple points here. I'm not doing like the big swings because I'm scared because I'm rusty on them.
That was very cool and a very good try though.
And I'm just like, that's a big thing I haven't practiced that I feel bad about.
It's a strat I haven't seen done before.
So if you're gonna like tell me my suitless meridian is good, I'm just gonna be like, well, I can't. John, what are you doing?
It almost worked.
Yeah, John unfortunately shot one too many missiles at that fish and killed it before freezing it. So yeah, spring ball jumps for them for this first part of Main Street Climb.
I honestly don't think the I think that's what happens with the less experienced comp duo.
Hasn't gone to wreck ship.
They like they'll know it's like a subset of things, but a lot of it is going to be like...
Has a giant lead though, so
they'll...
even if we get a slow Fanny, it won't
They'll
matter.
just like agree with what the more experienced person says.
Yeah, Azur's gonna be leading the pack for this one. Our good friend in commentary, Nastix, he loves some suitless Meridia. The race he calmed earlier that I was tracking, it had
just kind of how it works.
Had a gravity in Meridia, so we saw some suitless there, and then here we are with 4 completely suitless players. It doesn't look like we're gonna find
there's people there's people in the league who would have done this suitless Meridia much better than I did.
It's a watering hole right here. We're gonna see it in the credits and say hi Gravity, we didn't need you today.
I'm very, very aware of that, so I don't want to like claim that I'm super good at it.
But John gets a nice backup off of that enemy, and we're back around the top of Everest.
And when we look at the credits, I really want to see Gravity at Croc.
It's like John gets a double swing there. Not really a double swing, but he skipped a grapple point with a big swing.
I did see a save come through for Lenofis. Just a bit of a safety, I'm assuming, but yeah, not a whole lot to worry about here.
I think the thing is that like
ice grapple, spring ball.
I'm not concerned with most people,
stuck in that sand and,
but most people are, and I just like have to remember that.
And then we're gonna see a Metroid clip, and we're gonna see just missed a quick grapple.
And I'm always thinking what would a top player criticize if they were watching this match?
Player to kill all 4 Golden 4 bosses on stream. That grapple would have made it practically tied. Would have been pretty cool.
Oh, you got the nice backup on the right side though.
And it's helpful to think that way, but
doesn't hit that ledge.
It's not. It's a bit limiting to only think that way as well.
A lot of people call it a pretty awkward grapple jump, but it's one you see often.
I hate this grapple jump.
For whatever reason, a lot of people don't do the snail climb. It's very easy, especially if you have spring ball. But I'm assuming grapple's probably a bit faster, and it's just what everyone knows. So yeah, we're going to see a ship refill to get all of our ammo back.
That was a nice space jump out of Rex ship.
Side, and then we're into some gravityless Metroid rooms. It mostly affects the first room.
It is.
The same, but yeah.
You're correct, MST.
Pretty comfy loadout for our end game here.
How many missiles does...
I forgot there is a super Terminator here.
I want to say it's 35.
Okay. Because I don't know. I didn't think 25 and 70 would have been enough. Okay, 35, 70. Thanks, Tracy. It's not coming through that well on my screen for some reason.
Yeah, 25, 70 would be enough.
About the Speed Gaming commentary streams now, when did they start being 15 frames per second? It looks so bad.
Well, yeah, and Azure doesn't have.
I swear it used to be 30.
That's funny. So he's even got an extra one for fun. Yeah, he went right of the ship at the start, and then he went through Gauntlet and
it's like
decided,
pretty hard to watch.
Be there when I need it to be. And John proving me wrong about this X-ray, and he's skipping it because he doesn't want it.
No,
yeah, like I said, doing some wall jumps followed by a spring ball jump.
We only started using Discord when Flash went away, though.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's gonna save you some peace of mind as far as your item select versus item cancel.
Well, before Flash went away, we were just using Flash. No, it's been 15 on 1v1s.
No running through the acid here in room 1.
I know it's always been bad, but it hasn't always been 15 frames per second. 15, like,
you want these drops.
That's like there's varying degrees of badness here.
Plethora of supers over here, but
and if it's just gonna get worse and worse, and
Coliseum from Lino,
not really thrilled with that.
A room that I'm sure has a name. I'm gonna call it the full Happy Charge room because I don't know what that name is.
But we have Tracy.
Like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't bother other people. I'm not very good at commentary, so that's probably a factor.
Ace headed out on Meridia. John
it's like
heading into Dragon.
I need more
heading into baby
things to be like correct for my brain to process stuff and talk at the same time and stuff. So it's probably fine for other people.
Where you do your charge. Yes, I'm using Salty as... I'm Salty. I'm using Tracy as my memory.
He's using Salty. I was scared I was gonna miss this baby skip.
I have told you all about pigeons and their memory, so... And I have D-Web and Tracy here, so... Like, why not?
So yeah, a few extra jumps from Mazda.
That is a thing that would definitely happen on 15 FPS.
1 out of 4, we're hoping for 4 out of 4 from these very skilled runners.
Not being able to see.
John is damaging down like he's gonna crystal flash escape from this place, which would be
reduced flashing
hilarious,
is the thing.
But not necessary. There's that comfy ice Zeb skip. I'm sure Azur's going to tell me when he joins the interview that he didn't pick up screw attack 30 minutes ago because he didn't want to turn it off then.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Would have been a good answer.
He did save.
Okay, that's...
What is happening in this fight? I don't know.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
I'm gonna watch that again, actually.
One more refill for Ace at this ice flash escape give place, which would be hilarious, but not necessary.
Okay, his health wasn't...
Memory.
He went in with like full health.
And
he didn't grapple in the target to reduce his health. He's trying to use Dragon hits.
That he didn't pick up screw attack 30 minutes ago because he didn't want to turn it off then.
John just tried to crystal flash with 53 energy.
Oh no.
He did save.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, that's not what you want to see. One more refill for Ace at this Kirby ship. Everybody gets to see our favorite flexing pink puffball.
Yeah, if you already know that he's good at doing that, then...
And yeah, I'm a little...
Yeah, criticizing this makes sense.
These damaging down strats from John. Like I said, ooh, that was a very large amount of damage on that damage drop from Azure, but you know, perfectly calculated and a full reserve. I think probably not in as much danger as it could have looked like.
I feel like Leno just forgot how to do it.
Yeah, only six energy tanks as well.
Maybe he forgot he had Spring Ball. But actually, then how do you explain the other? So he has to get through to the precious room.
Escape. I'm gonna bounce, jump, morph, unmorph. Spring Ball makes it so you can't mash jump. Yeah.
Is he actually not? I thought he was just like mistiming.
He's gonna get it.
I think he's pushing jump.
Too close to the ledge.
It feels like he is.
Purple Metroid, purple Mother Brain 3.
I don't know how you like let go of that and like don't press.
And he never got gravity to
there.
not return to purple.
Ezra wanted to share the purple.
It's a nice color.
It is. Royal purple. It's my favorite. It's the Haffy climb room. Okay, I was thinking like...
There, he did it right-ish.
The Coliseum tunnel or...
Except...
Coliseum entrance. But I didn't actually know. Thank you, sir.
I think.
I would like to know what it was called before the Haffy strategy was invented.
I guess you're right on this too.
If such a time exists.
That's
like he did get a bounce, but it was a tiny one.
They even named rooms back then.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go deep into the archives. We're gonna have to ask some.
He had it once and then dropped the jump. I thought he wasn't far left enough. He like boxed the ceiling.
Ace had some unfortunate Metroid grabs. Without bombs, you're not getting those Metroids off you without killing them with power bombs. So he got slowed down, but yeah, as we can see on the screen, his team is quite a bit ahead of Cuties coaches. And yeah, this is getting dicey now. Linefist is either gonna have to do it there on this try, or he's gonna have to Crystal Flash.
I am just surprised that
MST in chat is he's gonna hit us with a practice copy pasta pretty soon, if I had to guess.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
No baby skip, unfortunately for A0. 1 out of 2 so far. We will see if Cuties coaches decide to finish this seed. We may be able to get another couple of attempts at that, but in the meantime, we're gonna get a quick escape. Aster is gonna come in here sub-hour. And Ace will be shortly behind him. Yeah, John died to Dragon and still did the fight and got out before Linofist. So yeah, a bit of trouble. We did see that Crystal Flash I was talking about. If he is not comfortable with not mashing jump, I don't know if his spring ball is on or not. I haven't been paying close enough attention, but yeah, he's got to get out of here, one way or another.
Are you supposed to hit the jump as soon as you bonk off that corner?
Yeah, that's what they're saying in chat. My knowledge of this trick is that it is a grapple jump, so you do need to press the jump button. It's not just bounce and then do it, but that's where my knowledge ends.
Okay, fair enough. And GG's to Asder.
Yeah, our first finisher here.
59:07. Race time, GG.
You're gonna see Mother Brain fight number 2 from Ace0. And this is the trick. This is the time, Linofist. He's just not getting that initial jump, and when he does it, he only gets one mid-air jump before he's back on the ground. Super missiles, and lots of them. That's what Ace is doing here to Mother Brain.
Okay, I didn't miss anything important.
Alright, this is
just meatballs.
Yeah, with all this health, you're not too scared, but you're never gonna complain about a good pattern. Last few seconds, where do we think Gravity Suit is? I'm gonna say cosine for fun.
I'm gonna say Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Yeah. Basically, he barely got that too far damage down, but we're safe
Shot
now.
Stars are tanks.
6 energy's plenty. This was a fast progression speed. That to me says that's almost definitely a
I remember appreciating,
but I've been wrong.
Reserve tanks on MB in one of our recent co-ops. I don't remember if it was the SMC3 or if it was our game 2
just
here.
a moment or two away from finding that Gravity Suit location.
Eyes are still glued on
I think he'd just rather die. Like that's.
And yeah,
that's fine.
Bit trouble. He's
that's okay. Leno's death grappling the turret right there.
Does look like we have the Dragon save over there as well. So just gotta redo the fight and then
on the wireframe sprite is like the perfect.
Happens. You mess it up a bunch of times and then you come back in there. He's just gonna get it first try.
It's the perfect.
Fortunately for them, that was not what decided this race.
Like. It very clearly shows the broken elbow problem with the vanilla sprite.
Oh, I see ice.
Grapple beam. It was Croc.
Yeah, I was 2 items away. You were 1 item away. We'll give you the win on that one.
It's the slowest item in Croc, so I didn't really feel bad.
Bombs were at super.
But I was a bit worried that they would have skipped.
Yeah, I think that's watering hole.
I was a bit worried that one of them does Croc and then like spikes
some of the best
grab at the E-tank, and that's how they win.
Players.
And some of the best players tried to coach and it didn't work.
And they just weren't right for it. But that being said, I'm not taking shots at John or Lenofist. They both played well.
Did they?
They just played kind of 2 in sync, and they didn't.
I mean, it's all relative, I suppose.
Map info for each other that you would have wanted.
Like I don't know.
I want to say Lenofish just tried to do the Crystal Flash escape over here. Yeah, he's
Leno
really
just CF'd and took 2 frames of
unfortunately
damage from Dragon's body.
In that Crystal Flash, it caused Dragon to fly away instead of to attach. So yeah. We're coming back for round 3.
Yeah, like I think we did well enough that there is very little that they could have done to change the outcome of this at that point. I definitely knew John's movement was going to be, like, in general, not slouchy. And if, like...
Into this climb did not...
like, I think if, like, they get a free seed and we miss a suit somewhere...
You're not charging that spark in the acid, so...
A lot of people are calling me Anderson by accident because of autocorrect. It's pretty funny.
Something you almost never see ever.
I've seen it a couple times now.
You can charge it without grab. I'm being informed by Duck. I was not aware of that.
I just don't know how to do it.
Why do they call it? Because it's autocorrect.
So, okay,
on like mobile.
So A0 finishes. Official race time 1 hour 4 minutes 7 seconds. That is a victory for the A team. I'm not gonna do math live on stream and tell you the average. I'm just gonna tell you.
Told them they aren't trying to beat me. They just need to beat Ace by more than you beat them. Are you saying that in a general sense, MST?
Or take 230 off of it.
Like without it? Are you saying that like without knowledge of the seed?
I don't know. Like I said, math on stream, not advised. And there are our winning racers, Asder and Ace0. They're in the commentary booth with us. Good game to both of you.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks.
Man, both of you flew through Suitless Meridia. That was sweet to watch.
Yeah, the first question I had, obviously we saw at the beginning you had that early divergence that unfortunately didn't work out with the wreck ship, but
I need a snack. I'm gonna open my...
Your plan was to try and split things up as much as possible.
Cheese Ritz shit.
The wreck ship and then that speed booster kind of throws a wrench in things, so tell us what you thought about it.
May have been sort of lucky-ish that I failed PW because well now but like I meant to do it early on. I got all the PWJ and then instead of gave up on it. So when we found out who could get speed boosters, and Ace ended up being in a better position to do wreck ship than I was, we switched on that. And then he I bought the wrong fucking thing. God damn it. Oh, okay, whatever. And it was like, we were checking not what I meant to buy. Really dense wreck ship versus really dense upper Norker at the same time. And I felt okay about that. And it was kind of unfortunate wreck ship had nothing, yeah, but, I didn't ask. If I had gotten PWG early, then I would have just been doing the whole thing without, and it would have sucked a little bit more to not find anything.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think John was maybe the first person we saw in the wreck ship to find that vanilla Fantoon. Lenofish also was right there with you, Azure, unfortunately not getting the CWJ.
Okay, so game 2.
John and Shy Guy crammed everything in Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to some more Super Metroid Item Randomizer League Week 4 action. We've had some really good races the last couple of days as we've kind of crammed everything in the last 4 days.
I think that's probably better.
Today we have the A team versus Cuties coaches. The A team consisting of Asder and Ace0. Cuties coaches consisting of French Lightning John and Shy Guy, also known as Metroid MXT. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Salty Pigeon. How you doing, Pigeon?
Ew. I'm a pigeon. I'm doing great. How are you?
All right. Doing fine, doing fine. All these guys are really good friends of mine, so really happy to call this race. We have 4 different colored ships. Noting that to start. Ace with the Kirby ship, everyone else with either pallet swap, and John just plain vanilla. Also, don't let that suit fool you on Azur's side. He's been using a version of the subversion suits, which means he's starting with what looks like a gravity suit, which it's not. Huh. John doesn't use. I didn't realize John didn't use Moonfall. I knew Azure and Ace didn't use Moonfall.
Yeah, we got 4 veteran rando runners. This is going to be a lot of fun. Game
John forgot to turn.
Yesterday.
I was just trying to make it even.
That was a lot of
fair
fun.
Fight.
Azure and Ace went up against John and Winifred.
Yep.
Oh, Falkaz is using Tracy's new emotes in this one.
And we get a Morph ball and Morph.
I feel like you had those emotes finished like in between our 2 matches.
Let's see what else we get. See if we have the power bombs to go the so-called meme route.
Let's get
Still trying to get that.
Yeah. Let's get some power bombs and go to Billy Mays.
Yeah, I could see one player doing that if it comes up. We've seen a lot of that. We saw a couple of plasma beams in Billy Mays in a couple races yesterday.
I got one on a practice seat today too.
Yeah, that's up true.
Oh my goodness, 3 in a row? At least for me anyway, 3 in a row from what I saw. But now we're gonna go see our
it's a really good turnaround time on those.
And get some more supers.
Okay, early supers is nice.
We didn't get power bombs early in this seed, right? So funny thing
all
about
4 of them getting the super packs at exactly the same time. That's pretty neat.
Funny thing about like all our prep is like we're trying to really break down.
We're not going left today because
we get power bombs here.
Wait,
who's checking Billy Mays?
Yeah.
Who's checking
power bombs? No Billy Mays.
PBs. Who's checking 230?
Could see.
Etc.
I mean, if we get power bombs before we leave Green Star, I could see sending one of the runners to check
thingy, wreck ship, red tower, whatever.
As you're the first up the elevator.
But if PBs don't show up, you just like have no options.
That's awesome. How about that for sync?
So as we learned here, Azure is 2 seconds better than everyone else.
Although I think it was power
bombs
at
without
PT.
Moonfall. Just
that's
saying.
without Moonfall, yeah, exactly. Azure is excellent player.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Duck got onto the team. He uses Moonfall, Ace and Azure don't.
It's because his name starts with A.
Well, ducks are great. They're like birds. Gotta look out for my bird brethren.
I'm gonna get cut from the synchronized diving
Quack,
team.
quack, duck, if you're watching.
No.
Quack, quack.
Alright. Next place to go is Bomb Chorizo. This will give us some sort of explosive to keep going. Could be speed, could be screw attack, could be power bombs, could be just bombs.
That is louder than I would like it to be.
And it's power bombs. So we can check a couple places. We could check 230 missiles. Could go back down to say Old Mother Brain. I don't think either one. I could see checking 230 missiles. I don't see anyone going back to Old Mother Brain. We cannot do Gauntlet. We can check the back, but we can't check the front. We can check the front with 5 power bombs, but not a good play.
Okay, so I just beelined wreck ship here, and I got CWJ first
you're
try
not
this
going to
time.
want to bet on that. Although
I got walled at it for 2 minutes in race 1. Then I was like, hey, maybe I should practice it.
Meme round, maybe. Oh,
and I did some
no,
practice of it before race 2,
John also
and I didn't get it at all. And I just get it first try.
Nah, you get that from the other side. Okay, just supers for Ace. We saw this on the race yesterday. Azure tried to go to wreck ship, had trouble with the CWJ, and did not actually make it over there. But let's see if he can do it this time. If you can get the CWJ quickly, I like this a lot. I know he doesn't like
no
to
offense,
do...
Kazanta, but have you considered practicing?
Yeah, it does look good.
Jump.
Nicely done. Yeah, if you can do it quickly, I like this play a lot. If not, then...
and then I struggled on this thing.
Less of a fan. He's going to try and check this item here.
So John going back down and checking Old Mother Brain. I would like what John's doing here.
It's hard to see.
If
Okay,
it was
I think he got a good... I still didn't get a good look at it, but
not suit restriction between suits can't be in criteria or blueprint
star.
star.
A little bit of green, but that could be wrong.
Yeah, there's a Spazer in the back of Gauntlet. Nobody's gonna go
John
get
going
right now.
back down here with 5 power bombs is, I think,
and
a
extra
really
super
bad
pack for
idea.
Azure. So 20 supers.
Like you can't get like you've got 3. Like you can't.
Oh, and John is gonna do the play you wanted to see.
Nice.
Yeah, the problem I have with this play is that you don't have enough power bombs to both do Billy Mays and do the.
I'm not sure the context
check that he's doing. So now you're just effectively orphaning Billy Mays. MSD with an E-tank and super missiles.
That's true. I do like the divergence effort though.
Yeah, both teams doing a nice job with divergence. I know MST had some words with their teammates last night, not really diverging very much.
Yeah, sometimes you get seeds like that where it's like, okay. I'm gonna go here and you go here.
Second PB pack and spooky missile.
Major. Oh, and I found this, and that made him stay on top of each
I'm
other
just
for
like,
most of the match. But
I said to Ace, like, I was like, I think I want to keep this. So I go back to the save here. I've got the save of the ship that I'm expecting to just reset out of here if wreck ship boss is something I can't kill.
All right.
But now I'm like, I think I want to lock in this power bomb.
I'm surprised because he could have just reset to the ship, but maybe he wants to keep those power bombs for a front of gauntlet check.
We knew Ice was in back of gauntlet at this point, I believe.
But only with 5 power bombs makes it really hard to
that was probably SMZ3. We did too many co-ops.
Ooh, crew attack outside of Mission Impossible room. That's nice to get early.
Yeah, you know, lower Norfair just becomes so much easier with screw attack.
And without charge beam, you can jump through some really strong enemies and not have to worry about them. So I like seeing that early. That's a nice little.
Yep. Oh, and Ace with plasma.
Is this the race where we had fire out in Green Hill Zone?
Looks like John with his 1 power bomb will go down there and get plasma and refill on power bombs.
Oh, and just a crate at Rick's ship. So that actually works out really well for the A-team. Astor can choose to just go down Red Tower if he wants to go backwards to hit some of these items that are showing up in Brinstar. He might just skip the screw attack. He doesn't really need it. And screw attack for him is mostly a luxury item. It does speed up your lower Norfair, but not required.
This plasma John's getting.
That Kraid's E-tank has something.
Wait, how did John get here so fast? Yep. Hold on. I'm confused.
I mean, really need
it. John do like any of? John had no power bombs.
You can jump through some screw attack outside of. I just found this major.
Okay, John had to skip all of.
So we get divergence.
Big pink stuff because he had no power bombs left. That's another reason this is not good here.
Just reset to the big pink, but yeah, you know, lower Norfair just becomes so much easier with screw attack.
A semi bail here.
And without charge
gets
beam,
you
can jump through some
through this wall.
Like
at least he had 1 power bomb to get through an enemy.
That's a nice little.
Yep. Oh, and Ace with plasma. Go backwards to hit some of these items that are showing up in Brinstar. He might just skip the screw attack. He doesn't really need it. And screw attack for him is mostly a luxury item. It does speed up your lower Norfair, but not required.
And on the off chance that Kraid's E-tank has something, Astor will be able to check that very easily.
Yep.
I was feeling like the seed was likely to be another.
That could be the best outcome. Depends on if there's anything in the wreck ship. It turns out that there is something in the wreck ship having a plasma.
I was just like, I don't think I want that.
Although this fight at 10 missiles and no E-tanks would be a really rough one. It is one he can handle, but there's nobody.
Like this one was much more off the rails than the other one. The other one went pretty smoothly for us.
With no E-tanks and 10 missiles would make it a free fight. That is a very, very difficult fight.
Yeah, Tracy's commentating.
Most runners,
she commentated the game too instead of. Who's the other common game one? Do it.
If I have no suits, I like 2 tanks for that fight, but yeah, there's probably only 10 or 15 runners. There's
give me a very suit, I'll do it no suits, but yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, there's probably like 10 or 15 runners with cheese. Like, okay, yeah, you can try no tanks on that, and that'd be a fun one.
Well, it's not even just. It's not.
I meant to buy the
It's not just severe tanks. It's
like
just 10
mini
missiles.
cheese sandwiches.
I don't feel like I noticed
so
the
I
missile
bought the
count
wrong
until
thing.
I have at least 20. Anything
These are
below
okay,
that, I'm noticing the difference.
But they're not what I wanted.
Okay, and Red Tower starts out with some super missiles.
Very healthy super missile seed. They are everywhere.
But yeah, this is gonna be interesting decision time for
I think
the
my health
A-team,
got
as
really
you're not
low here. I'm the only player that still doesn't have an E-tank.
in good position to grab either plasma or screw attack. We'll see if he goes back for either one of them.
I think I had some issues.
There's not a whole lot of power bombs
in this room,
so it's really nice to see regular
There's nothing
bombs
required.
behind our
Well, the E-tanks were kind of required, but you don't know they're required, I guess, is your point when you pick them up.
Yeah, but you know what?
You
It's
don't
early.
know that
You don't
the
have
other
charge beam.
person's gonna
I
have
am
to
a
grab
big
them.
fan of picking up ammo until you get charge beam.
Definitely, yeah. If you see it, just grab
Chicken
it.
meatballs.
This isn't dash.
Corn and yellow
you only get
rice.
one chance at charge here.
Well,
nice.
in Dash, I actually will grab ammo more because the beams are so nerfed now.
I skipped Screw Game 1, but like I had a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of.
definitely full nerfed them. I guess I've played
I
more regular
had
dash than
everything
dash
I
recall,
needed
but that's a very
there,
good point.
sort of, more or less. It was very borderline. The decision to
As
skip
your
Screw, but
power
like here
bombs
it's
from
like
the
I've got
zeros
no
on his way
E-tanks. Ace has 2.
Appropriate since the zeros
I don't
are
think I'm
kinda
necessarily
Ace's
getting those 2
theme.
E-tanks, but
Check out his
I
emotes.
just ended up going back and getting them because
Let's see where Ash
I was like, we're just gonna have to hell run. We're running out of
Okay,
stuff
he is
to
gonna
do.
go back and get some of the items that he left behind.
Shy guy getting bitten by.
I
screw
landed
attack
on the
there,
cat,
taking off
and
first
that
block.
put me in health bomb. Like literally,
Oh,
if I
yeah.
I actually feasibly on my old
Yeah,
controller,
I thought maybe he'd go
I
for
could have
the early X-ray
accidentally
check. I know he can do
brushed
it, but
A
yeah,
button
with
and
one
hit
tank,
it
it's
and jumped into
really
the
not
ceiling
safe.
spikes and died there. There's an actual thing that could have happened.
Azure needs to hit this gate glitch. There we go.
What's the awful spray? Oh yeah, this thing.
To answer chat, Plasma is at the Edicoon's.
Yeah, he got confused by the Varia UI.
So I imagine Azure's gonna get both of those items.
Love to see it.
Pick up some
And-
supers. Maybe pick an E-tank up. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Shy
You have to
Guy.
word
Yeah,
your
honestly,
question
not
about the
picking up
rules.
the plasma beam. That's interesting.
Let him
In fact,
see
he
what-
should have gotten to that area first, so I'm a little surprised. I mean, power bombs are just not an issue down there because everything there drops power bombs.
Okay. I don't remember the interview.
Oh, Astro, be careful.
He's got to be a little careful with that health. That would be a really bad time to take
it
a
was
death.
like a
10
sidestep.
energy should
Okay,
be fine,
I think I
but,
remember. Bombs were at Spore Spawn. And oh my god, I was so scared here. I laid that power bomb not because I wanted to do Mission Impossible, but because I wanted to kill
Yeah,
the
so did I.
side hoppers on the ground, so I
I'm
didn't
like,
land
oh
on
my
one.
goodness, fearless.
I mean,
It wasn't
that's
wave
actually
gate, was it?
not as dangerous
I'm
as you think
swear
if you
it
know
was
what you're doing.
Spore Spawn.
I know, and with screw
Was it
attack
wave
with
gate?
Azur's,
Because I
Well,
didn't really
the-
care
it's
because I
not-
decided I
trick
wasn't picking them up.
With side hoppers is you
Okay.
want to shoot them with one super.
I was
and
so
then shoot 'em
scared
with
here because
the-
I'm just
with the
like
two-shot or whatever beam you have.
if I die here, I think
Looks
we
like
just
we have
lose.
a Ridley over
But
at
I mean,
Kraid.
after last race, maybe not.
Little
Probably
unfortunate
still
here that
could've
Ace
made
is
it
the one
back.
checking out this boss because he doesn't have
But-
the Kraid kill and can't check the the extra Kraid item.
Yeah, it's actually really funny though because I was just criticizing John for having his route be like, well, you couldn't like do any in Big Pink, so your route
Very
sucked.
true. And it's
Coming from meme route, and then
he
I
said it's Ridley.
came in and I
Yep.
couldn't do any in Big Pink for a different reason.
Pretty sure, yeah, it's not what you want to see. Not this early with this kind of ammo.
But I felt
There
bad
is
about going back
no
to these
shoots, I mean.
E-tanks because it was just like,
Just a tank or two.
I still have stuff unchecked in like Billy Mays and Criteria, and those could just be E-tanks for the hell runs instead, and I might not need to grab these. But really, it was a good idea.
Azure getting plasma beam.
That's
and
true,
heading up
Ace.
the
We weren't lacking the
wall jump
knowledge,
Dedicoons.
so yeah, you know,
So
it's
Azure
fine.
has all the offensive firepower needed in the seed so far.
That I think
Yeah,
is
just
just a
want this
randomized
E-tank.
palette.
We haven't seen a lot of E-Tanks.
You're convinced that an Azure Death is very bad.
I'm wondering if that crate item is going to be something interesting. With now knowing that
it wasn't enough for the drunk race against Toasty.
John is going to get that crate kill quickly, relatively quickly soon. We'll see if he gets a quick kill.
It's still like definitely bad. It has to be early and stuff. But
on the exit item.
Well, that gives us the ice beam check.
Like when you die and you lose a bunch of time, it limits what kind of options you can take to still win the race. So it kind of makes some choices easier. Like you just gotta go super aggressive.
Down grabbing those power bombs that Azure got.
Hope the seed works in your favor.
And spooky missiles. I'm gonna go down.
Why is Ridley there? This is boss shuffle. This was a boss shuffle.
Boss wise.
Maybe become Cuties coordinators if they lose.
That's interesting.
By MST.
Yeah, but we can't
get to it. Yeah. I mean, it's good knowledge, but there's no way to get it at the moment. Well, with bombs, but we don't have enough energy to.
No.
It's way too tight.
It's a four tank hell run
there?
To get through to get through to there. And if we had speed booster, it would be totally in logic.
That's kind of funny actually, because you're putting Ridley at the spot where Varia is supposed to be. That's some like.
That ice beam could be.
It's like the SM rule of fire shit or something.
But I'm really curious to see what's behind.
We're gonna have rule of fire stuff in.
Oh yeah, we got all these
dash recall. Actually, you're just gonna have heat shields.
Yeah, just gonna go for them.
Or warfare.
We got. Okay, with screw attack, we should be fine with the number of power bombs we'll have to use. Because we'll be able to save some.
I thought Ace was using the Trans Samus, but I'm not sure.
But I still really want to see what's the crate.
I should have used it on the Friday race.
But between John and Azure, it's gonna be a while.
I thought about it too late.
But at least we get to see Billy Mays. It's not abandoned like I thought it might be.
I mean, it kind of was, but we're running out of places to go. This could just be 2 E-Tanks for hell runs. Honestly, that would not surprise me.
I felt so bad doing all these
screw attack to save a power bomb. We'll also be able to use the screw attack to save a power bomb on the way out.
Yeah, that's what screwed up the. Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Super missile.
Yeah, because Ace doesn't normally use an alternate spray.
Yeah, he doesn't have a place to save to.
So that was the one time that he had to fiddle with the Varia UI. Normally he doesn't have to care about it.
Because that power bomb pack gives Azure 15, and now Crystal Flash is an option.
Trans Samus isn't from
it does make the hell runs viable, if not in
logic. It's just
we will get the ice.
It was just made for the randomizer.
It's like MST is just gonna leave Norfair and maybe go to Crate as well, or maybe do some of these checks.
Okay, the other thing that I don't like, I say the other thing, is that the thing that I don't like about the screw tech bullshit that happened has nothing to do with this.
This is one of those things where CWJ is pretty much in logic. With bombs, you can do a diagonal bomb jump to.
I have one small gripe with the Trans Samus, and that there aren't 2 different ones. Because like
nothing's free. This is a tough seed for our runners.
Because like it goes pink, white,
the crumble tower. I'm guessing there was nothing there because he's just leaving. Unfortunately, that
but there should also be a version that goes blue, white, and then pink.
The rest of the hell run. So assuming he did take a save, I would just
I think this is like I consider this to be a female to male.
You keep that. Thank you, D-Web.
Progression. I think that's the only one that is there.
Oh, I missed something. Saying charge.
Yeah. Charge was at
the. But we don't.
Crumble Tower.
We don't have any trans.
Which is, by the way, one of the worst locations in the game.
Definitely, yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised they made the spray this way.
Spring Ball makes it pretty easy to get out, but
whoever made it probably wasn't thinking that hard about it.
Really, there are no other nice, easy ways to get out of there if you fall down. And Grapple Beam.
Like I saw Becky using it, and I was just like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Oh, that's not good for the A team because Azure doesn't have a way to get up there.
Oh yeah, so were you noting about how I didn't get the bombs? And
that grapple beam becomes required, that's going to be a problem for the A-team.
I just wasn't thinking about it opening up this particular check, and I'm just like, bombs are a luxury, I'm not going to need them.
Yeah, grapple.
And even so, it's like, I'm not worried about it being here.
Bombs.
But it's
now, for grapple beam to matter, we probably need some
grapple.
sort of long suitless play. Really, gravity, yeah, you know, gravity at, well, we know where gravity is, so that grapple beam gets him gravity.
Yeah.
So that could be
the Inkling Girl is from Splatoon, but Splatoon is not a Super Metroid hack.
They're gonna need another way to get that gravity suit. We still haven't the E-tanks though to get over there. I missed what was at Ice, but Ace is not resetting. I'm gonna say he got something.
Yeah, if you have Ice and Supers, I don't think we had Ice and Supers though.
I don't think Cuties coaches check the back of Gauntlet, so John's gonna do that now. Oh no, he did. He just wants.
And I don't think Supers have that much to do with X-Ray.
Could have just left out the front.
You should have reset Ice Beam here. Oh, what was that Ice Beam?
Not resetting.
Probably gonna tell me in chat.
Criteria power bombs.
PB's charge.
For grapple beam to matter,
yeah, okay.
we probably need some sort of long suitless play.
Like you couldn't
really gravity.
You picked up the
gravity. Well, we know where gravity is, so that grapple beam gets.
Like if
gravity.
I could see your screen,
so
then I would have been able to understand why your situation is so bad here.
They're gonna need another way to get that.
Because I think I told you to you got to do.
We still haven't E-tanks though to get over there.
And you're just like, well, I have to farm.
Misfit was at Ice,
yeah,
but Ace is not resetting. I'm gonna say he got something.
Yeah, so like you have to see that charge.
I don't think
and be able to be like, we have a bunch of supers.
So
I can afford to reset this and pick it up later to get my health back.
Okay. Could have just left out the front.
You could do some like
Ice was at power
fucking
bombs.
Shenanigans.
Ice was power bombs.
For
gotcha. Which means
like you have 10 PBs.
Ace could he still only
Crystal
has 10
Flashing and B-Tom Hallway is
to do this. I mean, 3 tanks is technically enough to do this hell run.
Yeah, that third power bomb pack was at Spooky Missiles.
Right.
Azure and John have that.
Right. We've seen 4 power bomb packs.
I think if I was in this situation, I might have tried to do that, but
does not have the
I don't blame anyone at all for not.
Yeah, so far this seed is just running our runners all over the place.
I did it in one race when it completely wasn't necessary.
Back in Green Brinstar. That's interesting.
Lowering your ammo going into UN.
We're gonna see the Kraid closet item in just a second.
Lowering your ammo.
And so you're gonna go get that grapple beam to make an easy.
Oh, like the point is to use it for
gravity suit. Well, not easy. We still have.
You're going in.
I still don't think we have logical E-tanks.
I don't see the problem with it.
I'm not 100% sure all the runners have the same.
You farm ammo back at bugs when you need health.
Wave beam is nice.
Yeah, but that's still faster than running back to Slaughter's refill and then running back.
Doesn't actually open anything up because the croc play. Yeah, and no, Ace is leaving. Okay, I thought maybe Ace was gonna go.
What was the Kraid boss?
Where is Ace going?
I'm not sure.
I forget what the Kraid boss was.
Okay. I think he wants to do the.
Did I? I didn't check it. Did I?
Yeah, I mean it's
Ace
doable.
went up to get the energy. That's right.
Yeah, I mean it's doable.
I don't think it's that
on
much
3
more time
tanks.
farming.
The lowest amount of that RDO does is 2
okay,
plus 1
that makes
reserve,
sense. We couldn't do it now.
And 3 E-tanks is gonna be better than 2 plus 1 reserve.
I'm either not understanding or I just disagree.
Missing that grapple beam is, potentially going to be game changing on this. Azure picks up his 3rd E-tank. Probably doesn't pick up the charge beam yet because he's already got 50 supers.
You checked Kraid boss?
You can pick it up later when it's much safer and much faster.
Oh, I was checking Kraid's closet and I found wave beam, and then I was just like, oh, Ace, you can't get that.
Room by Ace.
And then, like,
3 tanks, your movement's gotta be really tight through these rooms.
30 minutes later,
attack's also gonna help them.
25, 30 minutes later, I was just like,
check this cathedral.
oh, Ace, you should have gotten that, even though you couldn't get it.
Yeah, Azur's gonna pick that up because he's got the Crystal Flash to do it.
Resetting Business Center multiple times.
He almost went to the wrong side.
Yeah, I just mean like.
But Ace can't pick that up, not on 3 E-Tanks without a Crystal Flash. So for
well,
Ace's
you're not
sake,
resetting Business Center multiple times if.
Hopefully he finds another Powerbomb pack.
We got Plasma to kill Nova's easier. I don't know, it's just a shitty situation all around.
Be able to get out of here without a problem. That'll solve Azur's issues with getting the
but the
gravity suit.
I don't think the ammo is a big deal.
The gravity suit. Azur can do that short charge. Ace cannot. Or I should say, if Ace Ace can do it, but I don't think he's ever done it outside the practice realm. It's definitely a conversation he and I have had. Yeah, Ace could IBJ, but with 3 E-Tanks, that's really, really tight. It looks like Ace is gonna just go do Croc. Perhaps? No, just wanted to farm. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, on the other side, John's... Okay, John looks like he just checked grapple. X-ray. I'm guessing there was nothing there. I see nothing new lit up.
The other team's still in like green Brennan and shit. And I think everyone has the same 3 E-Tanks right now. But Cuties coaches have the grapple from Lightning Sight. We didn't. And wait, hold on. What the fuck was that X-ray? Because they checked X-ray. Hold on.
No, it's way too early.
What was that X-ray? Because I never found out.
Issues getting the
energy tank. Okay, we don't have the same 3 E-Tanks. What one is John missing?
Okay, so Varia would work.
John's missing
because then you can just, IBJ with
MST has all 4
tanks. You should be able to get that speed booster.
But yeah, there's your logic.
Obviously, Space Jump would do it.
That all makes sense. Oh, high jump. Okay.
And right now we have Ace and Azur probably going to be.
At least like the missing
it out
is like
Mountain and Cuties
missing the Lightning Sight grapple it was a nasty.
Not going to worry about it right now. It wouldn't surprise me if Cuties coaches just beeline
like we had a rep for time, but
and head into Meridia. Another thing that could be a good
play,
or could Meridia has nothing.
Sort of saves time on its own. Because otherwise you might be...
At least not as slow as Suitless, but yeah.
Where'd you guys die? I think I missed that.
Okay, as you're resetting the ammo, he knows what charge
later than
doesn't eat it.
Around speed.
Also has a million supers already. So once he has enough E-Tanks, he can just go kill Ridley over a crate regardless of whether he has the suit.
Nice gate.
But yeah, at the end of Criteria, cleanup, I no longer felt bad about doing all of it.
The only bad thing for him
mostly because there was nothing
he doesn't have the speed booster or a space jump, he's gonna have to do an IBJ to get the pantry item.
Like I felt better. It's ironic. I felt better about having cleared all of it because it was nothing. Because now I'm just like, okay, the other team is definitely going to be struggling too.
Wait, say say that again?
The pantry item for A0 is that power bomb.
It is pretty, yeah, it's pretty tricky.
No, the power bombs.
I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but like, I do think it's something you have to have done before for it to make sense to try and do.
The IBJ as well.
So I'm not like seriously saying he should have done that, but I'm just like
Shy Guy on his way over to Bubble Mountain, so he can.
It was an option.
See if he does any of these checks, or if he just goes straight to the Croc
technically.
Area. As you're finding nothing he wants to keep over.
What's so wrong? PB's and
a lot of these checks that he's doing, he's going to have to do IBJs. It's just going to be solar for him.
Where was the other PB pack?
To keep over. Meanwhile, MST,
It was Wave Beam. Okay.
Now we'll see if Azur goes straight for that gravity suit while Ace continues on in Croc, or he just leaves with the speed booster, I suppose, or maybe wants to farm. Might want to farm up some power.
Also, good night, Hostfinger.
Yeah, this is a power bomb farm.
Okay, so the room Ace is trying to get to right now, is that the pantry?
No.
No,
the pantry
not? Okay.
is the Indiana Jones missiles where you do the swinging.
Oh, okay, okay, understood.
It's good. The missiles are often called the Indiana Jones missiles, but the
that was Mexall, wasn't it?
Is the pantry. More supers for Ace.
Pretty strange to try and ping someone who is busy trying to commentate instead of pinging the person who is actually doing the tracking.
Okay, John also doing his hell run. Ace gonna take a save so he can just reset if there's nothing here. Azra's gonna take a save, trying to get this gravity suit, I think, and give Ace more time to get all the items at Croc. John can try and keep that speed booster, but I don't know that he has enough health. Oh, he's got a crystal flask. He should be fine. But he is gonna have to use it. Yeah, there it goes. MST. Oh, there's that gravity suit for Azure. Does get it. Just needs to get out. We find Ice Beam.
I'm dead if I try to CF here.
Ooh, 2 health.
2 health. Oh my goodness.
I mean, realized this afterward.
Just crystal flash, honestly.
Yeah, he's good. I was just waiting for the transition.
I would have had to for CF in the room in the heated room to work out.
Now you can't because you have too much health. But he's just gonna beeline it. Looks like to
then.
He's like, I'm cool.
I would have had to wait, do the CF, and then do the short charge after, and then I would have been on shitty health and low ammo here.
I mean, to be fair, Azure is one of the
best
players I know about timing those crystal flashes, so I just
main reason I didn't was I wasn't thinking about Main Street.
Instead, we're gonna head into Meridia.
Once I got to Main Street, I realized, oh, I don't actually want to Shine Spark this. And that's kind of bad in full rando because you could be passing up an item, and it's better to just be able to blind check it.
Yeah, Ace
no one was
might
excited
not
about your
be
600
over enough to see this item. So ideally, you want to get high enough that you can fall down there and pick it up in case it's something you want. At this point, if it's an even E-tank, you want it. Oh,
I don't find Batcave
yeah, you
Daredevil stuff exciting, honestly.
Yeah, you want to be as over as far possible there. Meanwhile, as
I really don't care what MGA did.
John is going to check Bubble Mountain stuff, which we know has nothing of use. High jump boots for Azure. Okay, so suitless was never, ever going to be a thing with those high jump boots being there.
Ace. Is Ace the only one who
did
Ace
wants to do is move over slightly.
E-tank. I guess E-tank is good regardless. Oh, Ace fell down IBJing this, right?
He's gonna have to do another IBJ or come back up for a gate glitch. I would have liked to see him do the gate glitch for the back item and then do the bomb
I remember hearing about that.
The front item, but since he's already not done the gate glitch, it's better just do the bomb jumps here. Meanwhile, Azure finds another power bomb pack.
That was a controller issue, right? That's unfortunate.
We'll just get an energy tank when he gets up there.
I mean, that's good for him. That will give him enough to get the cathedral item. Will get him enough to get that speed booster, and frankly, it might get him enough to do the bomb jump out of for gravity. In which case, the A team now doesn't need that grapple beam and that advantage.
Oh, like flipping.
Coaches. But will be interesting to see. That is not an easy.
I feel like that's worse because
to get those bomb jumps,
literally
when you have like a timer.
Can't do anything to fix that. Oh my god, this Everest is so bad. That jump is weird, and I hadn't done it in a while, but still.
Fortunately, there are some good farm spots right here. X-ray doesn't... X-ray would be better if he'd already picked up charge. But I don't think it's going to be something that Ace picks up unless Watering Hole has something good.
I think
Ace is going to farm up enough so that he can, then I imagine he'll save
but
right here. And then he'll go for that IBJ.
Tell this to him until much later. I just assumed he would decide on his own that it was worth picking up.
Okay, Watering Hole has... We're kind of paying attention to Azure because he is giving us the most new checks, just ammo.
I don't know why I picked up this super.
If he gets enough ammo, he might just skip the charge beat even though he knows exactly where it is.
I don't think I should have picked it up.
He's not picking up the missile, so I imagine
was just like, I wasn't prepared to make that call.
I think he's at at 30, 55, but of course, the view that we see as commentators is not as easy to read.
I'm glad you're justifying my mistake in post, though.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Or so not in post, I guess.
Thank you, Baja.
This isn't
Chat confirming. Okay, Ace is gonna go for this gravity suit. Gravity suit will also make it easier to pick up the speed booster. Ace would have to refill though. Okay, nicely done from Ace. Okay, so that grapple advantage for Cuties coaches now gone.
I didn't see Ace do the thing. I want to.
Master will have to choose whether he wants to get the. Ace is gonna go for.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so chat. Yeah, thank you, Baja. Chat confirming. Okay, Ace is gonna go for this gravity suit.
Okay, well, he's not doing doubles. That's
gravity
incorrect.
Suit will also make it easier to pick up the speed booster.
I'm just kidding.
Ace would have to refill.
You can
though.
do the diagonal like
okay,
2 or 3
nicely
lower,
done
though.
from Ace. Okay, so that grapple advantage
just to nitpick for no
coaches
reason.
Now gone. Azure will have to choose whether he wants to get the ice beam. Honestly, I think it's a little overrated how much the ice beam saves in Turian.
Probably
especially
like
if you're good at the
yeah,
power
you're scared after
setup.
Everfall. That makes sense.
So
That
I
makes
would
a lot of
imagine
sense.
that
it would have been
Azure
uneasy
never gets the ice beam.
in that circumstance.
And the nice thing about having already seen Ridley, we know Azure's gonna be able to beat this boss that's coming up over here in Meridia. He's gonna first do a couple of these checks here. Ace will probably follow him, get the high jump boots.
We just hit go mode here.
Won't check everything that E-Tank. If we're gonna keep these items, that E-Tank would be good. But
when
I think
I check Sandpit.
Yep.
But I already knew I wasn't getting ice beam. Mike saw you can also tell the tracker. It was X-ray. It was X-ray.
Team reserve just has ammo and noping out of there.
And
yeah, there was
that would have helped with like 2 bosses.
Ace heading into Meridia as well.
3, 2, 2, because you don't do bot tune because you're smarter than me.
Ooh, space jump at left sandpit. And Varia. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, that's huge.
I got like.
That's okay. Where's MST
I specifically remember like getting flustered here because
looks like he's going to get that.
Was trying to communicate space jump here, and
makes
then we
sense.
just had go mode.
That's go mode for
so I
the
missed the.
Yeah, that's advantage 18 now.
The spin jump
Ace
here a few times.
Probably, yeah.
What did MST
With Ice
decide
Beam,
to?
he can just go to the Dragon boss for
What are
the
you
18.
doing?
Yeah,
oh no, missed the wall jumps.
And Ace, probably, yeah.
Reverse.
With Ice Beam, he can just go to the Dragon boss if he wants to. Might be you don't really want to have to come back here.
Like.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Ace is now the one
hard.
that goes all the way to the Dragon
just
boss.
awkward.
And then on his way out, pick up that Varia suit. As you're keeping the Varia suit, I could see the argument for resetting it and coming back and picking it up later. John, in the meantime, is
there's no point
Croc,
in
which,
doing. I wasn't 100% sure of this call when I made it, but I truly feel like there's no point in scouting Meridia boss at this point.
Yeah, in fact, Ace says, you know what, I just want that Varia suit. So they might just follow each other down to LN at this point.
Go mode info.
As you're way ahead of everybody. In fact, I know MST, when we were talking about this race, again, all of us are really good friends. Their strategy was finish enough ahead of Ace so that Azure's first place finish won't matter because it is average time.
Oh. Okay.
But now that Ace has,
so they told Tracy the strategy. It's funny.
Very, very tough to do.
Yep. Azure's gonna go ahead and pick up this the charge beam.
Surprising Ace used a power bomb there. Maybe forgot he had bombs.
I mean, it's not that different to use power bombs and bombs there, and it's very easy to just, you know.
Well, how did you know Tracy wasn't gonna tell me?
So Azure looks like he's gonna imagine he'll head to Lower Norfair. Oh, Ace didn't pick up this high jump.
I'm sad.
That really
so this charge
I know
beam
it's
routed
like his
perfectly
favorite,
into like a
items.
southern
I know
route.
how much he hates doing
KPDR
speed, no
route
high
that
jump.
you'd never do otherwise.
Oh.
But
yeah, so that's unless we missed it.
I missed the
if someone in chat can confirm whether or not
the optimal southern route, because I'm not good at them because I never do them.
Thank you, D-Web. Yeah, so that makes sense.
I
know how much he hates doing Norfair. Very easy to just, you know,
who hates
power bombs in that situation. So Azure looks like he's gonna imagine he'll head to lower Norfair.
Probably should have
pick up the high jump boots. That really surprises me. I know it's like his favorite, like one of his favorite items. I know how much he hates doing speed, no high jump. Oh.
In the sewers.
Yeah, so that's unless we missed it. If someone
those literally looked like high jumps to me when he was space jumping.
Ace has high jump. Thank you, D-Web. Yeah, so that makes sense because I know Ace is for all those of you that don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell.
My co-op partner often in SMZ3, and we were on the same team last season. So I know his hatred.
I also don't want to be like upset at the tracking for this because
so, not surprised that he picked that up. In the meantime,
tracking for me, and this is hard.
Shout outs to Paragon, our tracker.
Tracy Anderson.
This is really hard to do solo.
There we go again. It was a different person that said Anderson this time.
So we'll get those things that need to be marked, and you know, I never fault the trackers.
So I didn't have.
It's hard. I've done it before. It's really hard.
I didn't have a lot of farming bugs at 25 plus 25 seconds. Slotters refill a bit over a minute. Meridian exit farm with full. Oh, like the farm you do in Double Norfair RVO. Faster to farm the Zebo?
Alright, yeah. So as the first into LN, they literally need nothing else. Ironically, we have 2 bosses killed out of what, 16? I didn't see what got John there on that death. MST is gonna be the first time.
I'm too lazy to like time weird rando scenarios. Use a lot of heuristics. Sometimes races teach me things though.
In fact, they haven't even found that charge beam, which could also be important considering actually looks like, yeah, I want to say in chat you'll have to help me out here.
I should have
45-50 on John's side
before
45-50 on MST. Looks like they both have that, so yeah.
Maybe.
That's getting up there in terms of not being charging at all. My guess is that Ace is never going to pick up that wave beam, and that
Did John die after Ice Beam?
Actually, wave beam, no. Ace is not getting that wave beam because he's going to go do once he does LN.
John died, and he's re-getting Ice Beam.
Found that out of what? Alright, yeah.
John tried to CF and it didn't go off. Oh yeah, it didn't go off because he didn't have enough
Ironically, we have 2 bosses killed.
Yeah, this was bad. Oh, John, you have grapple and you have grapple. Come on. I've done this too, but like in a co-op race, I'm more careful with this stuff. I've definitely made this mistake though.
Alright, yeah. So as for the first into LN, they literally need nothing else. Ironically, we have 2 bosses killed out of what, 16?
Most of the time I'll take that aggressively is when I've got like high jump and speed to get back up right away.
MST can be the first to find berry suit for Cuties coaches. In fact, they haven't even found that charge beam, which could also be important considering actually looks like, yeah, I want to say in chat you'll have to help me out here. 45-50 on John's side and 45-50 on MSC. Looks like they both have that, so yeah. That's getting up there in terms of not needing charge beam at all. my guess is that Ace is never going to pick up that Wave Beam, and that Azure is never going to pick up the... Actually, Wave Beam... No. Ace is not getting that Wave Beam, because he's going to go... Once he does LN, he's going to go up and kill Ridley over at Kraid. Before having
I've gotten more used to seeing the ammo counts.
Have to go all the way up to the red ship to come back down. And Wave Beam is a great item, but it is not worth that kind of time commitment. No, John has charge. Okay.
I have the restream up just in case I need like an instant replay on something, but I've never once thought to actually tab into it to use it for that purpose. So
and
I just have it up for no reason.
So that means Fantoon is going to be at Dragon. That means Cuties coaches will be in go mode as soon as MST goes and checks the left sand pit.
Nice quick microwave from Azure on Dragon.
Is he having thoughts about whether to pick up that X-ray or not? Chooses not to get it. Yeah, that X-ray paying some dividends for Azure on that quick kill. Ace not going to have that opportunity.
My beam was better than Ace's, but X-ray
either
stall.
A speed booster kill or ammo/charge kill. Or
yeah, X-ray would have saved Ace time.
Combination of both.
It's really funny that we were kicking ourselves over.
Yeah, as D-Web points out in chat, no vanilla bosses today. I kind of like it when that happens. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of... if you're gonna have a boss shuffle, you know, let's not just swap 2 bosses and call it happy. Of note, yeah, with boss shuffle, you'll always have at least 2 bosses not in their normal places, because you literally can't have just one in their not normal places, and then... but the point is, you won't ever get a boss shuffle with full vanilla.
Varia is left sandpit.
Yeah, left sandpit has Varia and space jump.
Which one's East Tunnel?
So the big plays in this seed, honestly, there were two
yeah, the RBO
interesting I'll call them
double nerf farm.
The first one was John and Shy Guy doing the bomb jump to criteria power bomb to get a grapple beam that allowed easy access.
Do not do
to
that
the
farm.
And I say by easy, I mean easy to get through that particular room, because you still have to do hell runs to get there.
Retro tank early.
But then Azure and Ace said, I don't know. Or
is it just because you haven't done RBO in a long time?
Did a really tight short charge to get the gravity suit. Ace getting enough health so he could do an IBJ to get it. And then we're able to get the sand pit.
You never considered doing that farm.
Suitless Meridia was not going to be.
Because that's how you're supposed to fill up your reserve for double
to get to the Varia suit. Because high jump was also in Meridia.
So I find it interesting that
I know there's a few players out there that can do some crazy things without high jump boots, suitless, but I was gonna say none of those are on this screen. But actually, the one person that might be able to do is actually John. French Lightning John can do some of the more weird things out there.
What can John do? I wasn't paying attention.
Unfortunately.
Suitless, but I was gonna say none of those are on this. Because Suitless Meridia was not going to be a thing. You had to get gravity suit to get to the Varia suit. Because high jump was also in Meridia. So I know Meridia was not going to be a thing. You had to get gravity suit to get to the Varia suit. Because high jump was also in Meridia. So.
Oh, high jump.
I know there's a few players out there that can do some crazy things without high jump boots.
You can get high jump,
but I was gonna say none of those are on this screen, but actually, the one person that might be able to do is actually John.
Absolutely not.
French Lightning John can do some of the more weird things out there.
The one time that I did Suitless Meridia without high jumps was against Galamon in 2017, because
yeah, I mean, this is fine. He's gonna kill Fantoon as long as he doesn't just.
And I should have hard committed to checking everything, because gravity was there, and that would have
John also didn't get this gravity suit, so he might choose to check the sand pits.
That would have won me the series, I think.
The way I often like to treat the sand pits when I have a full randomizer is I'll check one,
I shouldn't have
and
ever
if I'm resetting
gone
out of that one,
high jump was Meridian like that though. It's just awful.
I will then go do the boss, and then I loop back down from the Dragon, from Dragon or the Dragon boss, to get the other sand pit on my way out.
I was only willing to ever even think about it because I had Spring Ball. You don't have... Where is Spring Ball?
As you're all the way back up to Ridley.
Oh, Spring Ball was at Precious Missile.
It's just making very quick.
Can't you just fill the reserve in...
Also, shoutouts to the green Metroid suit.
Upper North for Hellruns.
Sorry if there's
like in out of speed.
For anyone that hasn't played that yet and wants to.
You need it to get to Bubble Mountain. I guess need is a strong word because people do Croc RTA on just the 2 tanks, but that's needs certain drops for that, and it's pretty absurd. Ace does go back for Ceiling Tank. So that is
MSC doesn't have the charge beam /
how this all works.
X-ray scope.
But I'm just surprised that I know he goes back for Ceiling Tank, but I'm still surprised he never knew about the Zebo farm.
He's going to be on his way to the Ridley fight as you're leaving Kraid's lair. John getting his high jump boots.
Just filled it in this. Okay.
The watering hole and beach area.
That's slow.
Let's see if he chooses to check any sand pits.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like when I was
nice fan tune by MST.
Learning RBO, I watched a bunch of runs that did the 2+1, so that's what I did. Because if you just don't watch the correct runs at the right time, you don't get that information.
As you're gonna
and it's like if you're like, do you want to see a really John? Don't do that.
I don't know if he has 1 or 2 reserves. There's plenty for him to finish the game, so.
I think like in the more modern era.
I don't imagine he'll pick up anything else.
Because I learned the game in a whole different era, but in the more modern era.
Ace into the Ridley fight.
If you're like an enthusiast, as far as...
And John also
like you just want to watch an RV run,
MST does he's on the way out.
You're going to be watching a single Norther one. And that's going to not give you like any information on what you should do.
You can't go that way because Dragon's not dead. That actually, that might be really important.
So I'm fighting bot 2 here.
It looks like you, baby, was intending to go
Forgotten
Highway back to the wreck ship.
Should I have gone through?
Which, you know, if you're just going to the boss there is about the same as going the normal way. There's no items on path. Except Plasma Beam, and who wants to do that? But, you know, now he's kind of funneled back over here and hopefully jumps into a sand pit. Okay, I was a little worried that he wasn't going to do the sand pit, but now he's going to take the save and he'll check those sand pits. He checks the left one first. As you're about to fight Fantoon. Yeah, so Azure with the same number of boss kills as our other 3 runners combined. Gotta love it. Oh wait, no, Ace has 4. We've got 4 now with Ace having killed Ridley.
It'll be the same in just a moment again, though.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. No, but
that
yeah, John's about to fight Fantoon, so Azure will briefly be tied again, and then John will kill Fantoon, and it'll be 5 to 1.
But the thing though
MST
is like
getting the news that we have
learning
everything you want
is like
in the left sand pit.
You have to basically get recommended a mid-tier run to watch because you can't tell what like the quality of any of them are really are.
Dragon already is gonna go this way. I know we haven't really talked about it much this season.
Because like if you see a middling time, it's like
the multi
is this
category
like a route that I can run and like the runner did
when this is faster and when it's just faster to kill
like a really good job of it for what their skill level is and for what the limitations of the route are.
Or if you have full beam combo,
this run
maybe
a really lazy run that a really good player did and is gonna have stuff that I shouldn't copy because they didn't put effort into it.
Take that berry suit and head back down to North.
Good time because they're good at the game.
John will be shortly behind him.
It's hard to tell. Especially with that category. Your run is better than Oath's RBO.
His fan tune, so all that'll be left is Kraid.
It's like one thing about like branching out to other categories. If you're like really good, but you're also like not that serious about the thing you're branching out to, is that like people can. It's like an extra point of attack.
With this beam combination, a little more. It's not even so much faster. It's just it's consistent.
I play a bunch of different games, and
the top players can still do a 2-round. This will not net a 2-round, but should net a 3-round.
I'm demonstrably bad at a lot more games than most people.
And I'm pretty certain Ace is not getting a 2-round. Now, for those of you watching, if you have full beam combo, it's actually a free 2-round by doing your 2 and 2s.
I feel like Zost really just got bored
comes back on screen
after almost basically doing
as you're heading
main category sweep.
MST heading into
and then
lower
it's just
Norfair.
like, oh, I gotta run some extension
and of
cats.
Course, classic, we run into the super missile.
I forget what all the ones he
don't
went
really
for. I think he was running True Completion and GT Max, although that's different now.
Azure with plenty of ammo, plenty of a very good beam, plenty of power bombs for the Metroids.
Rambo.
If he has any trouble with speed zap skip, he's perfectly capable of doing it, but he can just switch to ammo. A lot of people think of Zep Skip as this much faster strat, but the time save of Zep Skip is very much about not having to pick up ammo. And not about the actual time it saves. It's still a little bit faster, but if you start failing it a bunch of times, you're just better off just using the ammo if you have it. Oh, those Metroids are pretty. I haven't been really noticing the palette swaps, because I know Azure will often play with palette swaps depending on some of his settings, and MSC swears by palette swaps. But yeah, those Metroids are looking pretty good.
MST, why didn't you score attack the pirate?
Meanwhile, John.
I guess you didn't have waves, so it would be hard to shoot.
John decided to do Ridley before heading down to lower Norfair, which I think I don't think it makes a difference. Which way you do that.
I didn't kill the Rinka. I didn't kill the 0 index Rinka you need to aggro the Metroids.
Ace just has
but
to
I don't think I did this right. I have to look at it. I don't remember if this is even faster to do it that way if you're not trying to get. For room 3 it probably is. I don't remember. What I do in room 4?
As you're into the baby room, we'll see if we can get this baby skip.
I could have laid the power bomb further left. And like more higher. That's what I was about to say. I haven't, like, the thing is, I haven't actually run a category with
Alright, as you're into the baby room, we'll see if we can get this baby skip. Ace?
So I never, like, labbed out roof strat for it. Oh, this
Are we gonna
amazing.
get a G3? And we still... I mean, he's got time to do a G3. That's so sad. Ace, turn around. classic. I mean, we've all seen it before. The best example of the G3 was, meanwhile, Miss Aster getting the baby skip. There is a classic clip, and if anybody has it, feel free to put it out there, of Farrell doing an RBO run and forgetting to go to Kraid. As Ace gets the realization that,
so unlike SMZ3, you have to watch the statues break here. I don't like the sound my computer's making.
The toughest boss is remembering to kill the bosses.
I think my computer is not liking the processing going on.
Yeah, that's another good one, D-Web. There was a vanilla
like
multi-category tournament back in 2018 between Sloters and Andrew, also known as Fuzda. That ended up in a
spiking
tie,
or anything,
which was the crazy part. But it involved a G3 from Sloters.
That's good. It only sounded wonky for a second. That's what I thought. But like that's worrying to me, that specific type of sound distortion. That's stuff that would happen on my laptop all the time when it was melting.
Now, just the 24 shots from Azure with this beam combination.
I could not remember here if I had one reserve or two.
Meanwhile, Ace turning around and going back to Kraid, because we need to kill all the bosses.
I would not have menued
in League,
but
that all bosses must be killed.
I didn't know how much. I didn't know if I should damage down.
Finish the game.
Or not. It just happened again. What the fuck? What resolution is the fucking stream? It's 720. Maybe I should close the other one so it's not like. I think it's a RAM issue, probably. It should be better. I don't have anything else open on my computer that I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, so fun thing, I don't know if he can gets it to work with
it's possible.
A partner. But I know Azure has his OBS set up so that it'll capture his mic. Fun thing, I don't know if he can gets it to work with a partner. But I know Azure has.
Yeah, you're right. It was on SG's end.
This is OBS set up so that it'll capture his mic for the VOD, but not for the restream. So it might be fun to go back and watch and see what the reaction was when Ace said, "Oops."
What was the reaction? I don't remember. I think I was pretty chill about it. And I was just like, I wish I had thought to remind you.
Okay, meanwhile, John heading down.
But instead of reminding you about Ridley.
MST leaving. He'll hit Ridley, and then hopefully he remembers to do Kraid. We don't need 2 G3s in one race is maybe more than I can take.
That's okay. My G3 wasn't on restream, so I get to pretend like it didn't happen.
No, question in chat is MST gonna grab wave beam? No, because he has to kill again, same as Ace. He would have to go all the way up to the wreck ship, kill Kraid, and then come all the way back down to pick up that wave beam. Way more time than that wave beam will save. As you're in the escape, Ace finally, with 4 bosses down, is in Metroid room 1.
I don't notice a mistake. I don't notice your typo do up until you pointed it out.
Alright, Azure is going to be the first one.
Yeah, I was thinking about these rooms. They're saying like, you want wait beam for these rooms.
21. GG's to Azure.
I made Ace mad that he didn't get wave beam because I gaslit him into thinking that he could have gotten wave.
Ace, meanwhile, about to hit Metroid room 3. Sorry, Metroid room 4. MST leaving the Kraid area, and
it's so funny because we went into the interview and I'm just
darker.
like, yeah, I wish we'd gotten Ace to get wave beam. And I think when you said that he couldn't, I immediately knew what mistake they had made. You may have mentioned it for no, I'm pretty sure I did. I remember asking you about it. I remember asking you if you picked up wave beam.
Ace will have the opportunity to go for baby skip as well. See if he can get it.
I stopped paying attention to the other team. Again, whoops. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be other matches where that matters more.
Ace also doing a nice job with that baby skip. MST does. So do we just call Cuties coaches the winners because MST remembered to go back to Kraid? Sorry, A-team.
Slow progression speed.
No, but in all seriousness,
slow progression speed, and I finished it faster than the other race.
Ace making that mistake is still pretty funny. All right, nice Zep skip from Ace. Doing the not so free down back. Sorry, MST, you will never.
And then you're like
that's
tilted because you play worse in Turian, probably because you are tilted because you G3'd. That's why I took out my earphone when I G3'd and
right,
like that was really bad. G3, that was really bad.
This will be a 30-shot fight with his beam combination.
When I G3'd in the SMZ3 co-op. And I had to do Turian after.
Not sure he has any
like,
supers left to supplement.
I'm taking out my earphone. I expect Ace to just
Not sure if that's a 0-0 or
be done by the time I tune back in. And I don't want to like be doing Metroid rooms and then watch Andy finish or something.
Did we miss anything? I think we saw everything.
Oh, Croc was the E-tanks to get speed from Cathedral.
Thank you.
But wait, no. You didn't need speed.
He doesn't need any.
Go to Meridia first, get very... Yes.
Right, Mother Brain down. Not enough E-tanks.
I guess it could have picked either for the playthrough.
True of Aster. Yeah, we saw Spazer though at the beginning, so yeah, Spazer's just chilling there. Nobody wanted to pick it up.
In both games, I face-planted the super missile.
Although shoutouts to French Lightning's John Season 2, where he boycotted picking up Spazer the entire season.
No, it was Plasma he boycotted, wasn't it? Anyways, that was... Yeah, because you won the race against him. It's because nobody there remembers well enough. But also, yeah, it's not like... Like, sometimes I can tell when you made a mistake, and sometimes I think you actually mean what you say.
All right. Almost done with that cutscene.
It's kind of random which one it is.
Meanwhile, is on Metroid Rooms 4, and MST making his way into Turian.
I bet you said Spazer because Spazer is what he skipped this time. Then wires got crossed. I have stuff like that happen a lot. But I usually notice it right after I... I think I usually notice it right after I see it. I guess you can never really know. That was the big sidetrack. I was trying to talk about something before.
We're 3 for 3 on baby skips so far. MST, don't disappoint.
Okay, so both races I face planted the super missile in Terminator.
Ace in the escape.
The first one I had known it was there, but I'd forgotten about it. And it wasn't necessary for me to get, but it was like, well, I'm doing ammo 35, 65, 35, 70 or something, so I was fine with adding those 5 supers.
Alright, gets the Shining Spark up, and we'll very shortly...
And then the second race, when I just had charged plasma, and I didn't need them at all.
They get a little longer than he might have expected.
I didn't know they were there, and I forgot that I was going to run into a Terminator item.
Yeah, try and skip a boss.
No, did I know they were there? No, I think I did know they were there. I actively tried to jump over them there with space jump, and I just failed. That's what happened.
And A0 going to finish it out for the A team, making them 8-0 for the season, finishing with an official race time of 1:05:01. We'll try and get these guys in for a chat.
Yeah, that was this one. That was this race.
And we welcome in Astor and A0, 8-0 for the A team. GG's, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so first things first. Ace, you know we have some rules about killing bosses.
Yeah, I don't know who put Kraid there. He just kind of snuck under the radar. It's funny that you mentioned that, because when I was leaving LN, and I was thinking, like, I was gonna remind Azure to kill Ridley, like, in case he forgot, because I had, like, just remembered that I still need to go kill Ridley at Kraid's lair. And then he reminded me, like, oh, don't forget to kill Ridley. And I was like, oh, no, we're good, I got that. Like, I remembered. Didn't even think about Kraid at all.
Yeah, right.
So what was the conversation in the voice call when you got to G4 and it was a G3?
It made sense to me that he forgot that, because it wasn't on my mind to be able to remind him, because I had done Kraid so long ago, I wasn't thinking about it. So but it was really funny that I thought to remind him about Ridley. Didn't need that reminder, but needed the Kraid reminder. I could have theoretically thought about it, but it would have been more difficult for sure. And I think I did remind him to pick up Wave Beam at some point, but it was like long before.
Well, he wasn't getting Wave Beam.
I should have got Wave Beam. I think it would have saved me a ton of time in retrospect.
No, you couldn't. It was behind Kraid.
Oh, wait, yeah. You're right. Okay. I didn't even think of that.
I mean, if you really wanted to go all the way down
that
and pick up the Wave Beam, but
okay.
no, I don't think that'd be worth it all.
Right.
And you're probably happier with the Ice Beam if I know you.
Oh, for sure. If I had the choice of those two, Ice is definitely the better. But no, Wave Beam definitely, like, slowed me down a little bit. Obviously, like, Baby Skip takes longer. Had some issues in, like, Metroid 1 that wouldn't have happened if I had Wave Beam. Just the wider beams, but little things like that.
Yeah, so the routes were really interesting. So you all, I mean, you might have seen it on the credits by now. You all missed Grapple Beam at Criteria PBs because Azure, you cleaned up Criteria but couldn't do it without bombs. And Ace, you just never went back there because there was nothing else to check. Which would have made your picking up a gravity suit a lot easier. But as you being able to do the short charge, Ace, you choosing and being able to do a nice job with the IBJ to get gravity suit basically took away that advantage that Cuties coaches had.
I got that short charge first try and I left there with 2 health.
I know, right? That was pretty epic. I thought maybe you just Crystal Flash right then and there, but you didn't end up needing it. So.
I forgot I had Crystal Flash on, actually. That would have been smarter.
You know, here I was on comm saying Azure's one of the best at knowing when to Crystal Flash. And
I knew exactly when to Crystal Flash, and it wasn't them because I survived.
There you go.
Also, I could have. I didn't chance break Main Street because of being on low energy, and it would. I think you guys actually finished this one. So it's all like. I actually really love this randomizer because you get like cascading effects on like how the future rooms go from little stuff you do like that.
Yep, and then you guys just got to that left sandpit before Cuties coaches did. In fact, MS2 was the first into Meridia for them, and he went all the way to the Dragon boss and then hit the left sandpit on his way out.
Yeah, this is why I do stuff like check Fireplace early in the co-op. Check sandpits early. Even if it's like a bit less efficient in terms of travel, the information has so many more ways that it can help.
Also, getting that charge wasn't really an issue for anyone. Everybody saw it, so. But it's nice to. I think you guys were the first to see it.
Yeah, it was awkward. The ice beam hell runs were awkward for me because it was like I wanted the charge, I wanted to keep it, and obviously I fell. I did the exact same thing that MGA did yesterday, where I hit the Nova, so I got knocked back into the platform and fell down. Which is what you don't want. Then I was low enough on health, I was like, I don't think I can do the ice beam with this, I better go back and save and refarm, and then I wanted the power bombs, and it's like, well, now I gotta refarm again for Bubble Mountain, so I guess I'll go to Sloters. It was just really awkward.
Yeah, and of course the speed booster being where it was. As you were able to get it the first try because you had the Crystal Flash, and AC had to get it later. So
the places that I got my power bombs from were insane, though.
Well, yeah, the spooky missiles. like Ace wasn't getting that.
No, so unreasonable. I was feeling super bad about I was really waffling on whether I wanted to retrace Ace's footsteps in Greenbrick because it was just like there's nothing I need there, but
just run plasma.
I have the created and accessible like that. That's a suit in Crate's closet. But I'm just like I have no way to do hell runs, and we're completely dependent on the suit showing up. And if it doesn't, then I'm screwed. So I gotta go back into Greenbrick. I felt super bad about going back to the duck end up scheduling. I was like, I should have at least done criteria thing at first. See if there's E-tanks there instead. Because I knew we were missing a movement item to get to the Croc Gate for gravity, but Mancus hasn't responded yet. I really did need those 2 E-tanks.
Yeah, in the meantime, we have our finishes from Cuties coaches. John finishing up with an official race time of 1:08:53, and MST finishing up with a 1:11:05. And I don't expect them to come in. Leno's the talker on that team. He wasn't playing.
Maybe he'll come in for an interview anyway. Talk about how his team did.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. I like how Solsky's butt. He did the floor door in the escape correctly. I'm not sure what that means. Nobody does. Oh.
Yeah, I probably what does he do? What did he do? I guess.
No, who were you asking? He didn't uncenter it in a way that costs 10 seconds. I think I missed.
Yeah, if you turn back around.
Sorry, I think I missed something.
Back to the right, it'll really put the door in a bad spot, and you have to wait.
I missed the context.
All right, so next week, I have no idea who you're playing, but
we're playing, or playing a good friends of the Pirate Homeworld.
Oh, Baja's team, right? So who?
My good friends. I don't think the rest of my team knows them that well, but
we've done a few.
How did the topic come up?
I guess just one, but
Because I remember
who's
that
on deck
happening.
for
matchups.
But I'm
who's
not
on
sure
deck
what.
for that week?
It'll be me and Duck.
Why it was brought up.
Yeah, and any thoughts? I guess next week is Chozo. Any thoughts on Chozo?
I was a mode I was eyeing for myself for.
I
was. Feel pretty good about it.
I was looking at our Discord channel.
I believe Duck said, "I'm not learning the new
for
yeah
Duck scheduling because I didn't know that
execution in
this week
is going to be really big, and I think it's like unfortunate for PHMR to get that matchup with us on that week.
Yeah, because Chozo is I always find Chozo to be very execution heavy, but you also have to understand.
Was it the same cake recipe?
Because Chozo logic is
that one also a spice cake?
Either major, minor, or full. And if you don't know the Chozo
all
logic,
items you likely have in your pantry already, but nobody's gonna check pantry.
Yeah, it's like
probably. Maybe if you have space jump,
logic is for that.
You might check.
Yeah,
it's not
sneaky's.
It's like
sneaky's a good word for it.
It's not as complex because there's fewer locations that matter, but at the same time, like it's way more important to.
It's kind of unfortunate though because I know like for echoes, like the echoes turning, there's some.
There's some.
That's why I'm glad I'm not playing.
There's some races where they want to like describe.
It's like you just miss something.
The settings they agreed on.
Then you're throwing
in the
all
notes,
this time
and then they run out of space.
You should know better.
But the form doesn't tell you you're going to run out of space, so it's just cut off. And then the turning organizers, I don't think, can see.
Anything else either one of you wants to add before we close this out?
The turning organizers can see the full thing, then that's
where I got both seats.
That's true. wait, disqualified, you guys.
Okay, it's. I mean, I guess it's for the best, probably.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, it did. Also, I think have some unfortunate effects on other tournaments. Not the biggest deal.
By saying that, pointing out that every week so far they have lost their first game and won the second for alternating pattern. But our pattern is that we had won all our games.
I just stopped talking because I can't remember what part of the thought I said and what I didn't.
This is true. Yeah. I believe we're down to you guys. I want to say Southern Route is still undefeated. We're running out of undefeated teams. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm missing any other undefeated teams. So. But yeah, we'll go over the races on the schedule coming up because we have a full slate of races for the rest of the day. Anyway, we have going on right now over on Speed Gaming 5. We have
I'm not gonna complain.
MasterCard Lotus PSE Baseball Guild versus Spring Ballin'. That'll be Dasser and Forever versus Fat Scott and Beep to the Boop. At 3 o'clock, we have the Tenacious 3 versus the Chicago Bullies. That'll be a doubleheader over on Speed Gaming 3. Tenacious 3 versus, Not Now Gwen and Fester versus Stasho Cat and Eddie. At 5 o'clock, your friend Baja is playing with PHMR Reunited versus the Remembered Highway. That'll be Baja Blood and Mark Crew Revan versus Shala.
I don't know why I'm listening to this whole thing.
And we have 3 matches at.
Yeah, that's it. I think I missed a lot fewer things. I didn't pause the video nearly as much as I thought I would, but these races were actually pretty quick because they were co-op, I guess. It didn't take that long to do them both, and I had better like control my screen real estate, so I wasn't missing things constantly. I didn't actually have to pause that much. I think the idea is that I'm more comfortable with like watching these and able to pick them apart better for when the time comes around that we do a matchup where it like really matters. But it's like I figure I might as well do this because I'm gonna spend time watching these back anyways, right? So why not make something out of it? So tomorrow, 9 p.m. is my week 5 race against Sasquatch. And I'm looking forward to that one. He's just because like I know him from Prime community, but he's also an interesting profile of SM player. It's like probably one of the it'll be like one of the largest movement differentials probably that I'll have against somebody who can do speed zeb skip, for example. But he likes the tricks and stuff, and I think like Prime Rando has given him that kind of attitude. 1 round Fantine, maybe? Was he one of the 1 round Fantine people? Maybe he was. Yeah. I think so. I was like, holy shit, in one of his races. Oh no, Plumps is scouting me again in a very meta way. But yeah, I saw you signed up for my race tomorrow, so you can scout us for next week. He did an insane Doppler in one of the races. It was really cool. I don't think it was a 1 round specifically, but it was a lot. It was like 11, I think. Alright, yeah. So that's gonna be the plan. If I ever get back to streaming Subversion, that's gonna be later than Tuesday, obviously. It's like Duck is doing some dirty practice. So I will... Yeah, time to distract Duck again. I'm gonna fuck up his race later in the week. No, see